percentage in the area. Ho Chunk Gaming Madison. More spins, more wins, more fun. An up and down weekend for the Milwaukee Brewers hosting the rival Chicago Cubs at American Family Field. The Cubs end up taking 2 of 3 against the Crew, including Sunday afternoon's 4-3 final in 10 innings. Brewers stranding a bunch of runners in scoring position, including having the bases loaded with nobody out in the bottom of the 10th inning, scoring twice but unable to push the tying or winning runs across the plate. So, the Brewers entered the day today at the literal halfway point of the MLB season. 81 games in, the Brewers 50-31, 5.5 games up on the Cubs for the top spot in the NL Central standings. The homestand continues for the Brewers, hosting the first of 4 tonight against the Cincinnati Reds. 6:40 first pitch. Pre-game coverage starts just after 6 o'clock following Molly and Jim here on 100.5 ESPN.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com. 3-time Wisconsin Sports Writer of the Year, Jason Wilde.
Our very first guest in the history of Wilde and Tausch, which will be, I'm sure, a long and distinguished history.
Packers Hall of Famer Mark Tauscher.
Aaron Rodgers, give us an over-under on what number would you set for how many shows we do together?
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio at ESPN Madison.
I'm going to say daily 52 weeks a year. I'm going to say you do about 230.
And celebrating 10 great years on ESPN Wisconsin.
And then what happens?
No, then Tausch kind of bows out.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
The Monday edition. Boy, oh boy. We had a great time at Summerfest on Saturday. I still don't quite understand how people feel about Keisean Nixon. Hopefully Tausch can help me through that. Edition. The Jesse has the open, which I don't know how many times I've gotten that message. And I'm still waiting for, well, at least one of the I've Got the Opens from Old Boy edition. And the Craig Counsell actually did something that worked yesterday. Hope Jesse's okay. But it's just a couple of losses. They're still, 50-31 edition of Wilde and Tausch. On 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee, 100.5 ESPN Madison, 1430 ESPN Beaver Dam, ESPNWisconsin.com, the ESPN app, your Alexa smart speaker, streaming live video, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and, of course, everything you need on the ESPN Wisconsin app, which you can find both in the Apple and Android app stores. I'm Jason Wilde in Green Bay. Jesse Nelson is in the Everlight Solar ESPN Madison studios. And from his remote, undisclosed location, he is the Packers Hall of Famer. He is Mark Tauscher. Tausch, good morning. How are you?
I'm good. I'm excited to hear about this open, Jesse.
Yeah, Jesse, the floor is yours.
Let's hear what you got.
First of all, good morning, everybody. Hope everybody had a great, wonderful weekend. Nice and relaxing. Summerfest. Looking forward to recapping State of the Packers.
Let's hear this open.
So I was faced with this was one of the only weekends of the summer where we didn't have like preset plans ready to go for anything. We've had a very full summer. We will continue to have a very full summer. Friday night, totally wide open. We had a great night hanging out outside, watched the Brewers win on Apple TV Plus, had a little game night at home. It was great. Saturday, one of Becca's friends lives in an apartment complex, nice pool area, went and chilled by the pool on a beautiful summer day, had a wonderful time. Sunday, I was faced with a choice going into the weekend of one of two things. So, number one, Becca's cousin graduating from high school was having a small, like family-only high school graduation get-together. Very small, up near Appleton. We were going to drive like an hour and a half to be there for like an hour and then drive an hour and a half back. That was option number one. Option number two, I was invited.
Why were you only staying for an hour?
Just that
if you're going to drive an hour and a half?
It was a Sunday afternoon graduation party. They didn't want it to be a huge deal. They were just kind of fitting it in. A couple of different kids, so they got a bunch of other sports and things going on throughout the summer. This was just a good window to celebrate the graduation in a small capacity.
Do you buy into my rule of thumb that whatever your drive time is, you need to double the stay time?
I think it's a decent rule to live by. Since you brought that up a couple of years ago, I have thought of things in that way when I consider.
Now, there's always extenuating circumstances. Right. This isn't like a foolproof, but in essence, if you're doing that, so 3 hours to get up to Appleton, that means you'd stay 6 hours. I don't think that's outrageous.
There was no way we were staying for 6 hours if we went to the high school
family.
Graduation.
It's your family.
It's not the way it was set up. We saw her family 2 weeks ago. Went up there for something. We went up last weekend, and then we're going to be up each of the next 2 weeks doing stuff up north. And so it's a lot of
up north
family time, with everybody together. So. The other option that I had to choose from.
The other question I have before you go is Crivets really up north or is it out east?
Crivets is up north.
I don't know.
You know better than that.
No, I mean I know, but I'm not sure.
Out east?
Up north is north of 29. We've discussed that. That's a lock stock. North of Highway 29 is up north.
Which it is.
Does Crivets fall? Okay. But it's more east. You're driving more east than you're driving
Sheboygan
north.
would be going out east. If you're going to Sheboygan for the weekend, you're going out east. You go to Crivets, that's like the definition of up north.
Hey, Jesse. Well, it's not, but you're right. I'm not going to argue. You are right. It's up north, but it's a lot further east than most people think when it's up north. That's all I'm saying. Continue.
Option number two for the Sunday afternoon
plans. Has this gone
plans.
the way you envisioned it, by the way?
No,
when you proclaimed, I have the open, usually when someone else proclaims they have the open, we kind of give them the floor, from what I recall.
My bad.
I should know
my
better.
bad.
I should know better.
Yeah, that's on me.
Option number two, also at 1 o'clock on Sunday afternoon, a couple of friends that I went to college with in the Chicago area moved into a new house late last year. They had not had a housewarming party yet. They invited everyone down for what they were branding as their dog's 5th birthday party.
The dog that you babysat, or the dog
this was a different
babysat?
dog, Peyton, named after Walter Payton. They're big Bears fans. Peyton's 5th birthday party. Also, Jordan and Danielle's unofficial housewarming party, like 9 months later. So that was option number two. Again, 1 o'clock on a Sunday afternoon. Some of my friends were going, not all. And I'm looking at it. I'm like, all right, that's a 2-hour drive down to the Chicago suburbs. Even if I bring Mo, like we're going to be there at most 3 hours and then drive home. Like that's also not feeling like a great option to choose from.
Are you turning into me?
So
you two are almost the same person right now.
I'm a little concerned, frankly.
Jesse does more stuff outside of the house, but you guys are the same person.
So quite frankly, I didn't really want to go to the high school graduation party an hour and a half away for an hour stop-in, But I also really didn't want to commit to driving further to go to the dog's 5th birthday party, even though it would have been nice to see some of my friends, even if it was in a limited capacity. So I was torn between those two all week long. I'm debating. I feel like there's kind of an obligation to the family responsibility. I should go to the high school graduation, even though it's not a big deal. Everyone said it's okay if I don't go. And then my friend, I ditched on a birthday party earlier this year to do a high school basketball game on ESPN Madison at the last second. I'm like, I don't know. I should probably go down to this. Well, before I left our office on Friday, I was presented with a third option.
Oh, boy.
Which was to join one of our teammates, Chad, one of our sales guys, and Gino, the president of Hard Rock Casino Rockford, along with some others, at a suite at the Chicago White Sox game on Sunday afternoon. Also a 1:10 first pitch. So
and
suddenly,
a longer drive.
Just when I was starting to think I had my plans figured out for Sunday, I now was presented a third option to go to the White Sox Royals game suite. I had never been to the stadium before, so that was now
check that off the list.
So that was now in play. So
just you?
It was just Chad and I. We drove together here from Madison.
Spoiler alert!
Gino and the Hard Rock crew all came together. Yeah, I guess I kind of gave it away. So
I meant, did Becca get to come along? And instead, you gave away the ending.
So I chose to go to the White Sox game, and I feel pretty guilty about that. Because I ditched the family event and the friends event to go to the White Sox game in the suite with the president of Hard Rock Casino Rockford. And we had a wonderful time. It was an awesome day, beautiful day, fun game. White Sox didn't win, but
they're back.
They're back. First place, baby. Was it the right choice to go to the White Sox game, or did I make a terrible error in judgment in not going to either of these other two things?
I went into this with a pessimistic attitude, but this has, from Tausch's inquisition to now, it has really paid off, in my opinion. What did you enjoy the game and the camaraderie and the suite and the leftovers that you surely took with you? Did you enjoy it? And is that one of the reasons why you feel guilty?
I mean, yeah. Like, I texted my friends on Saturday afternoon, like, hey, guys, I got this really cool opportunity to go to the White Sox game.
I'm in Chicago, but I'm not here to see you.
I was really looking forward to going to the dog's 5th birthday party, but unfortunately, I'll need to take a rain check, and let's do a Mo and Peyton play date a different day. And Jordan's a big White Sox fan, so he's like, oh, yeah, go for it. That's all good. And then one of my other friends was like, yeah, I don't blame you. The party you should go to the White Sox game. So it worked out. I felt like I had the support of my friends, but I did feel guilty about not going to that or the high school graduation for a family member. That also felt like, as I had sat there in the suite in the third inning of a really entertaining baseball game, I thought, maybe I should have gone to that graduation party with Becca. Because she ended up going to that, and I went to the White Sox game.
I would have gone to the dog's birthday party.
So, Jason, how do you view what Jesse did? You think it's good?
Well, again, I think the important bottom line here is, did you thoroughly enjoy yourself at the baseball game?
Oh, of course. Had a wonderful time.
So you made the right choice. So you can feel guilty, and you feel like you shirked not one but two obligations, loyalty to family and loyalty to friends. But you had a great time. And so you don't feel quite as guilty. If it had been lame, then you're really feeling bad.
I chose what was in my own self-interest, which was going to a baseball stadium.
Which is very much on brand.
I had not been to before, and I thought that would be the most entertaining of all the options over on that Sunday. And it ended up, it was exactly that. Fun baseball game. We had Brewers Cubs on the TV in the suite, so we were able to see how that all played out. Watching two games at once, talking to Gino and everybody from Hard Rock Casino Rockford. There was a wonderful time. We met a bunch of new people, had a great time. I just felt like I probably should have not been there in the end. I felt the obligation to hang out with friends I don't get to see that often. She said go to the baseball game, but it was one of those where she said go to the baseball game, and I was trying to tell if she actually meant go to the baseball game or if she was like, You probably should go to the graduation with me, but go to the baseball game. I couldn't tell. It was tough to figure that out.
Why couldn't you have done both Chicago parts of this trip?
That's a great question.
Because the dog's birthday party was at 1 o'clock also.
I know, but it's never really.
And I was driving with one of. I'm not going to bring Chad.
Hey, everybody! This is Chad. He has a dog too.
No, first off, I think you're misinterpreting. You're not going to take. Chad's not going to go with you either. You could take 2 cars.
It's not a short drive to go to the south side of Chicago from Madison. Like, we drove together. It was like 2 hours and 40 minutes to get there. Traffic, and there's
but then on your way back,
and things going on.
In Waukegan or wherever you needed to go, wherever your buddy lives, and stop in, say hi. You're now killing 2 birds with one stone.
I'm not going to go to the White Sox game, but then leave in the 4th or 5th inning to say, sorry, I got to go to Peyton's 5th birthday party. Got to get my corgi gift and head over to wherever they live, Lake of the Hills or whatever. Like, I'm not going to do that. That's a preposterous thing to propose.
It's not preposterous. I don't know where they live. If it's obviously a couple hours out of the way, it's preposterous. If it's 20 minutes off the interstate, it's not even remotely preposterous. But I think you did. I think you probably. It doesn't sound like Becca cared if you did. So I think if Becca's fine with it, everything else works out. Yeah. In my opinion.
It felt like I had the full support. It was weighing on my conscience all weekend long, and especially as I was there at the game.
Was it on your conscience as you were eating your 20th wing and your 3rd cheeseburger?
That's some good chicken tenders. I did sneak. They had a nice little dessert tray. There was a nice little cake ball I snagged right at the end after everybody left. There was one left. I'm like, ooh, yeah, I'm going to grab that cake ball. No to-go trays at the White Sox suite, unfortunately, but still had a wonderful time regardless. And then one other thing about the White Sox game. And this isn't more of a visual exercise for those who are with us on the video stream. So Chad and I show up. We met at the parking garage here at the office.
Who drove? Chad
drove. So we met here at the parking garage, and we walk up.
Did you give money for gas?
Why didn't you meet at the park and ride off I-90 on your way to Rockford?
Nice central location here. This was a nice spot for us to meet.
Chad lives on the west side.
We were coming from different directions.
Come on. Be smarter about your pickup spot. Like, that's crazy. Continue.
So we met here at the office, and we both get out of our cars, walk up, and, here we are. We're wearing the exact same thing.
What?
And
that's cute.
When I say the exact same thing, I mean the exact same thing.
Iron Jock, great partner.
That is
my God.
That is the exact same Iron Jock black polo, almost the exact same gray shorts with black sneakers. We are the identical twins.
Twinning is winning.
And we thought, does one of us have to change or buy a shirt at the stadium or something? Because it's a suite. In the suite, there's 15, 16 people probably total. Like, we're going to stand out. Everybody's going to know we're wearing the exact same thing. We ended up letting it ride, but we seriously considered one of us stopping and getting a shirt or doing something. Should we have done that, or
no?
How do you handle that?
It's like we're a team, a great partner with Hard Rock Casino Rockford. We're all on board. I dig the whole thing.
Oh, you want a real plot twist? The ticket that Jesse used was intended for Ashton Rotman. To which he says, I gave up my ticket for this? You gave it up for great content.
Yeah. Have you ever showed up to something wearing the exact same thing as somebody else in a small group setting? Because this was a first for me. I've never done this. We were at a wedding a few years back that Becca was wearing the exact same dress as somebody else, and they just had a laugh about it and kind of made it like they were like, when they'd be dancing near each other, they'd be, oh, nice dress. And like that was their thing all night. I've never been in the situation where I wore the same thing as someone else in a small group.
I have not. But then again, most people don't wear an Oregon hoodie to the grand opening of a Steinhafel store. Jesse, Tausch, how do we rate Jesse's I've Got the Open on a scale of 1 to 10?
Good stuff.
8.2?
You got to think. I give it a high score. I don't know. I would probably even go a little higher. I thought it was good. Jesse, nice work.
We give Jesse a high score, just like we give a high score to Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
Indeed we do. Shopping for new windows and doors, it should never include haggling or tough decisions. Oh, do I go to this? Do I do this? No. With Pella, they stick to straightforward pricing, honest conversations, helping homeowners find the right fit for their home, and they never use high-pressure sales tactics when you buy direct through Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. The same team that manufactures your windows and doors, they also sell them, install them, and service them. Real pricing, premium quality, no games. Schedule your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com.
We'll talk a little more baseball, but not about the White Sox. Next, it's Wilde Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call today, 855-PELLA-WI, and online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Mark Tauscher here, encouraging you to save money and help save the planet by making an energy switch to Everlight Solar. It's an exciting time of year as we get into the heart of the summer. And while that means more time in the sun, more time spent with friends and family, and more fun at home or traveling, it also means more money being spent to do all of those things. Well, if you're looking to save some cash, why not save money and help save the planet by making an energy switch to Everlight Solar? Our family made the switch to solar and we love it, but at first we weren't even quite sure where to start. That's when we met the great team over at Everlight Solar. From the very first conversation, they educated us on the benefits of solar while also helping keep the process simple. Join us in saving a ton of money and creating a greener environment for our family and the community by switching to solar. Learn more. Schedule a free consultation at everlightsolar.com. That's everlightsolar.com.
Will Giannis regret leaving Milwaukee?
With Giannis going to Miami, it shows me that he doesn't care about winning championships like he's claimed. Don't pretend like you're trying to win a championship because you're not winning a championship.
You're listening to Madison's home of the Bucks, 100.5 ESPN.
This update sponsored by UW Credit Union. For every stage of life, UW Credit Union is here for every you. Every Sunday home game, April through August, kids ages 14 and under have an opportunity to meet and receive an autograph from a Brewers player, alumni, and or a Brewers personality. Thanks to eFruity. Autographs are limited to one per child. Join UW Credit Union at uwcu.org. Insured by NCUA.
Chevy trucks have you covered when the road takes you from smooth sailing to Chevy Colorado will eat up some of the toughest terrains with 5 available drive modes. And Silverado and Silverado HD have the muscle to take you out for some serious. With multiple engine options and impressive towing, while Silverado EV is the perfect combo of performance and capability. Nice. Making it a snap to hitch up this electric truck and hit the road. Wherever the road leads, Chevy trucks are right there with you. See your Badgerland Chevy dealer today.
Hello, this is Jason.
And Rochelle.
We're co-founders of Sauna Day, Wisconsin's first thermal bathhouse in downtown Madison.
We built Sauna Day after feeling how communities around the world use heat, cold, and rest to support physical, mental, and social well-being.
Our goal is to make contrast therapy simple and enjoyable.
Think sauna, steam, cold plunge, rest, and repeat.
Open 6 days a week, 7 to 9. Come try Sauna Day today.
Sauna Day, proven to raise vitality and designed to feel good.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End the friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
Join the Madison Money Guy, Christian Finfrock, for Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Get the information you need as you plan for retirement. That's Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Investment advisory services offered through Retirement Income Strategies, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
Beautiful day for Brewers baseball. Brats in one hand, your Brewers checking card from Associated Bank is in the other. And with a tap, it's 20% off gear at the Brewers team store. An express entry so you can tailgate longer. And up to 50% off home game tickets. All that power, all for the crew. Only with Brewers checking from Associated Bank. Join the crew at AssociatedBank.com/Brewers. Member FDIC.
Hi, I'm Dr. Joseph Henningsen with Stoughton Health Ortho Team Clinic. I specialize in joint pain and joint pain surgery, specifically hip and knee replacement, including second-time surgery for hip and knee replacement.
Learn more at orthoteam.com.
Wilde and Tausch on 100.5 ESPN is brought to you by Everlight Solar. Save money, save the planet. Everlight Solar.
So, Jesse, did you? Because look, we love our partnership with Hard Rock Casino Rockford. It's awesome that you got to hang out in Chicago and had a great time, and you enjoyed the. What'd you say? A cake ball you took with you?
It was a nice cake ball at the end of the day. Yeah, it was nice.
So, and we appreciate our great partnership with them. But does this mean that you caught the end of Brewers Cubs? Did you not? Did you hear it in the car on the drive back? Like, because it got interesting late. And I kept hearing our good friend Bill Schroeder keep saying that this should have never gotten to extra innings to begin with in a disappointing 4-3 loss to our arch rivals.
We did have it on the TV in the suite at the White Sox game yesterday. So, yes, there was we were both there was a one-run game in front of us in person. There was a really tight game on TV. It was a fun viewing experience, honestly, watching both games at the same time.
Yeah, how do you divide your attention?
Once the Brewers had runners on and this was getting pretty tight, like extra innings, I was pretty dedicated to watching the TV at that point, but so were half the other people there, so it wasn't like I was just sitting in the corner by myself watching the Brewers while everybody else is watching the White Sox game. We also had the soccer game on for a little while. It was a fun little day, but I did catch the majority of the final stretch of the Brewers game, let's say that.
Jesse, is it time to have a conversation about having a conversation about the bullpen and needing to go get another arm?
I've been having the conversation about the bullpen since May. It is definitely time to have a conversation about the bullpen. They need a back-end bullpen arm. This Kunal thing, we got to stop the Kunal thing. He can't be like it happened in Cincinnati earlier this week. It happened yesterday afternoon. I understand, like, if you run the Uribe, Ashby, McGill plan, that should theoretically get you to the finish line. Koenig's back in a limited capacity, I think. Like, you can't be running Kunal out there in extra innings against the Cubs, where it'd be a statement victory to win the series a week or two before the All-Star break here. That would be a huge win yesterday to be 6.5 up and gain a game after this weekend series. And instead, because Kunal comes in and can't hit the strike zone in the 10th, and because the offense...
That should be 7.5 up, right? That was a 2-game swing yesterday.
I guess that's how that would... Yeah.
Yeah. I don't want to get into loss.
Good catch.
That's fair. The Kunal thing needs to stop. I understand he's not like the guy you want to have in the game, but
that was hard to watch.
If this team wants to be a serious contender, they got to go get one more trusted back-end bullpen arm, because even Uribe and McGill, they've settled in a little bit as the season's gone on, but they're not nearly as good as they were last year. Not nearly as dependable as they were last year.
And what about Ashby? Are you nervous about Ashby?
I'm not nervous about Ashby, but same thing. Like, they're just not as dependable as they were a year ago. Like, the Ashby, his usage is so frequent that it would just be nice whether, and Koenig should help a lot because he's a lefty coming out of the pen. Like, that should alleviate some of the stress on Ashby here down the second half of the season. But I wouldn't mind going and getting a veteran. I mentioned this a few weeks ago. There's a team... There's a team that has
I was ahead of the curve.
Thinking of the same thing. I wonder if we're thinking the same thing.
I'll preface it, and I prefaced this a few weeks ago by saying nobody's going to like this idea. But I think it's the right thing for the Brewers to do. They've been able to fleece the Red Sox in a couple of different trades over the years. And right now, the Boston Red Sox have a still good veteran, back-end, hard thrower, closer, Aroldis Chapman available. He has pitched for team after team after team that has reached the postseason.
How old is he?
He is old. He made his major league debut in 2010. I think he's 38. I looked at a couple weeks ago. I think he's 38 years old. He's still good. He's still good for the Red Sox this year, and the Red Sox aren't going anywhere. He is certainly on the trade market, and I would be in favor, even though I don't like him, I would be in favor of the Brewers acquiring the services of Aroldis Chapman for the rest of this season to steady the back end of the bullpen.
Ooh. I was wondering...
That was not what you were thinking, old boy?
No, I mean, it's the same principle of what Jesse was thinking. And I have to admit, how Where is Josh Hader at right now?
You want to reacquire Josh
I'm
Hader?
asking.
I believe
Where's
he's still
Josh
on.
Hader?
I believe he is
Kinda
still
like
on
that,
the Houston
Astros.
Astros. Let me check. I'll make sure I know where he
if
is.
the Astros, I'm assuming they're doing fine. I do agree with you on the left-handed arm, though. Getting someone that can throw seeds, and that because I was listening to Jen, Gabe, and Chewy this morning, and they had a lot of Brewer fans calling in. I think everybody, there's no panic. This isn't the Oakland A's Milwaukee series from 3 summers ago, where you look at it and you think, how on earth can this happen? This was a bad loss yesterday, but a great first half of the season. But there is something to be said. The big part of this Brewers run with David Stearns and Matt Arnold has been we've had things figured out 7, 8, 9. We've had answers to the kind of the story, to the questions of how you're going to close up games. And it was just, can you get there? And then do you have anyone that can kind of supplement so that you're not, wearing these guys out? And it does feel like this is the first time that there's a lot of questions in a while about, the roles that they have, but you don't necessarily trust and believe as strongly as you have in the past. And a little reinforcement to maybe alleviate some of the usage might be in the Milwaukee Brewers' best interest. And we have a surplus of talent. Go and get somebody that you firmly believe can be a rock, whether it's the 7th, 8th, or 9th inning, that could solidify things in that back end. Because there's no doubt what we saw yesterday, while it's a one-game deal, you did see the depletion and the trust that you had to put in some folks that maybe you didn't really believe could get it done in a big game at the end of a series where you could make a statement to tell the Cubs, no. The Cubs are coming out of this, and listening to Chicago media, Cubs are coming out of this feeling great that they got 2 out of 3. The starting pitching for Milwaukee was dynamite all weekend, and the Brewers only win 1 game. I think that emboldens them a little bit, and probably, while it doesn't shake the confidence, I think does make people feel we maybe do need to at least entertain that option of getting another arm.
So Josh Hader on the season is 2-0 with a .75 ERA and a .58 WHIP. He has appeared in 12 games this season for the Houston Astros, who, by the way, even though they are 2 games under 500, are only a game out of first place in the American League West, which the Rangers lead at 42-42.
American League stinks.
Yeah.
Like the whole league. Terrible.
Tampa and New York, and that's about everybody else, right?
Yep. The White Sox are in first place. And I watched
tied
them.
with the Guardians.
They're not that good. I watched them yesterday. I can confirm. Not a great
Way to go down
team.
and do some on-the-ground reporting, Jesse. Well done.
So, Tausch, you would like them to acquire Josh Hader back?
Well, it doesn't have to be Josh Hader. I just am
got
thinking,
7 saves, by the way.
I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I know every great lefty. Jesse named the other, one of the other guys that I actually have heard of. And that's right. I just 100% trust Matt Arnold. 100%.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if he decides that going out and getting a veteran arm, or if there's somebody that's young that he feels like is getting misused, I do think that we all look at what we saw yesterday and think, all right, something, not maybe now, but sooner rather than later, I do think, and maybe it's somebody in our farm system, maybe there's somebody that we can bring up, maybe it's putting Gosser back. I don't know. That part I don't know. But what I do know is things are maybe as shaky as they've been in a while in that back end.
And this is not an overreaction by anyone here, because I saw Gabe.
We saw the Reds game the other night. You're very fortunate to get out of there. I don't know how much. And Pat Murphy, it feels like to me, and I always tell you guys this in football, coaches, it's all about trust. Like, it's not always going to end the way you want, and there's going to be some results that maybe don't work the way you want. But you want to gain that coach's trust. I think those 3 guys, McGill, and Ashby and Uribe have coaches' trust. And that can, but that in baseball, it's a little different than football. It can erode with 2 or 3 bad appearances. Trust level can start dipping a little bit. And I do think that these guys have been used an awful lot. That's probably a concern as well when you're starting to look at, we're only halfway through this season.
Well, this your idea segues nicely into a round of Take It to the Bank that Jesse has prepared, presented, of course, by Associated Bank. But before we get into that, I need to tell you about Walney Legal Group and all the great things that they do in the area of estate planning, wills, trusts, probate, elder care, special needs planning. They have helped us as we've gone through the process with Paula's mom. Ito and Kelly have been there from the start for me. I'm making the progress on my end, and they will make progress with you because you are probably like me. You're probably among the 84% of people who do not have appropriate current planning documents and need to get their act together. Their motto is lawyering the way it should be with clear communication, niche expertise, personal service, and a modern approach. And that customized, personalized experience makes sure it's not a one-size-fits-all solution. So start the process today. Go to walneylegal.com, WALNY legal.com, to start the conversation no matter what phase you're in. A game of Take It to the Bank presented by Associated Bank is next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
We're on the Packers.
There's more question marks now.
Because we're on Wisconsin sports.
There's just more uncertainty with this group than there was even pre-Micah last year.
Nobody covers the green and gold like 100.5 ESPN.
Mark Tauscher here for Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie, the name you can trust. Well, happy birthday, Zimbrick Chevrolet. That's right, Zimbrick Chevrolet is celebrating 61 years in business. Celebrate with special savings now through July 6th, including receiving a $150 gas card with any new or used vehicle purchase and an additional $500 on your trade. Plus, you might have some big travel plans coming up this summer. And as always, stop to see the service team at Zimbrick Chevy before you go on a big summer road trip so you can enjoy your time on the road and not worry about the inner workings of your vehicle. Voting is on now for the Best of Madison 2026. Vote for Zimbrick in the home and auto category at madisonmagazine.com/BOM. Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie, the name you can trust.
The sound of summer is on ESPN Madison.
Mizarowski, the pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out.
Madison's home of the Brewers.
To high drive. Fair and gone.
Catch every Milwaukee Brewers game this season on 100.5 ESPN.
Hit well. Back. It is gone.
Brewers baseball on ESPN Madison is presented by Hard Rock Casino Rockford and brought to you by Canopy Wealth Management and the Metro family of auto dealers.
Shopping for new windows and doors shouldn't feel like a negotiation. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin doesn't believe in games. They never inflate pricing, and there's no high-pressure sales pitch. Just premium windows and doors built for long-term comfort, beauty, and peace of mind. Buy direct through Pella, and one trusted team handles everything with Pella-certified installers every step of the way. Real pricing, premium quality, no games. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Schedule your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com.
All the biggest voices, all in one place. The Yuengling Legends Line. Exclusive insight from Hall of Famers, All-Stars, and Game Changers, all on the Yuengling Legends Line.
Brian Braun, I appreciate you joining us here on Kyle and Brust.
But we just wanted to have fun. You know, baseball's a game of failure and adversity. It's such a long season. You want to find ways to enjoy the success when you have good moments.
The Yuengling Legends Line. Crack open a Yuengling lager and raise a toast to an American tradition. D.G. Yuengling & Son, Pottsville, PA. Enjoy responsibly.
When it comes to paint, Wisconsin trusts Wisconsin. Hallman Lindsay Paints has been proudly made for Wisconsin homes, businesses, contractors, and communities for generations. Now is the perfect time to plan your next painting project. From June 29th through July 3rd, take advantage of Hallman Lindsay's buy one gallon, get the second gallon 70% off sale. Save on premium quality paint that's made for Wisconsin in Wisconsin. Stop by your local Hallman Lindsay Paint store or learn more at hallmanlindsay.com. That's hallmanlindsay.com.
Looking to take your baseball game to the next level? If you're a top player in your league, the GRB Rays are ready for you. They're Wisconsin's leader in player development and advancement, with over 425 college commitments, 27 draft picks, and 4 big leaguers, including the National League Rookie of the Year. Train in one of the Midwest elite facilities and elevate your game. GRB Rays tryouts are here, but spots are filling up quickly. Sign up now at grbrays.com. That's grbrays.com.
Life's better with Drive My Way from American Family Insurance, because we know it's more than just a car. It's your escape pod, your adventure mobile, your memory maker. And we help protect the dreams that drive you. Personalize what you pay for auto insurance and you could save between 10 and 35%. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on the way you purchase insurance and by state. Unsafe driving behaviors may increase your rate. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
ESPN Madison and Zimbrick Honda are celebrating the area's best high school sports stories with the Game Changers of the Month. Follow ESPN Madison on social media to see the teams recognized for making a positive impact in the community. It's the Game Changers of the Month, presented by Zimbrick Honda.
This is our crew.
Blake hits it high and deep to left field, backing up Sosa, turning, watching, leaping, goodbye!
We are Madison's home of the Brewers, 100.5 ESPN.
Let's stick with the Brewers with a round of Take It to the Bank, presented by Associated Bank. God, I love this music.
This is pretty good, isn't it? Take It to the Bank, presented by Associated Bank. I want to start as we review the weekend of Brewers baseball. And by the way, I don't know if you guys know this, it is the literal midpoint of the 2026 MLB regular season for the Milwaukee Brewers.
Yeah, I just mentioned that last segment.
50-31, 81 games in, halfway to 162. So over the weekend, as I was driving around, not on Sunday going to the White Sox game, I was listening to ESPN Radio Hammer and Emmett on Saturday mornings with our teammates from ESPN Cleveland, Aaron Goldhammer and Emmett Golden. They had Buster Olney, ESPN MLB insider, on the program with them, and he was talking about Jacob Misiorowski on Friday night. I want you to listen to this, and then I'll ask you our first Take It to the Bank question.
Right now, you have Misiorowski throws harder than any starting pitcher in the history of baseball, and he has the most induced vertical break because he has a three-quarter arm angle, and the ball tends to ride up on hitters. Aaron Boone said to us today he throws 103. It looks like 108. And he also has the highest spin rate. Oh, by the way, he also has the greatest extension in his delivery, meaning, as Cole said to me, he is releasing the ball closer to home plate than any pitcher in history.
Yeah.
So all of that combined together, it's the most dominant pitcher that I've seen since Pedro Martinez against the Yankees in 1999.
And that's Buster Olney saying that about Miz. Take It to the Bank. Jacob Misiorowski is the most dominant pitcher you have seen since the year 2000.
When did Kerry Wood have that game against, when he struck everybody
Where he struck out 20 guys?
Yeah, I think that was early 2000s.
I want to say that was like 98, but let me see.
It was May 1998.
There you go, Jason. Another one in Jason's column. Jeff Levering, you heard the call on our network that this was an unbelievable, you don't see this performance that he had, I think it was a couple of Fridays ago. And I don't know if and I'm always curious about, if we're just, because we live here, we're caught up in the Miz mania. And when that's why it's always good to get a national perspective. And Buster only watches a heck of a lot more baseball than the three of us and probably anyone that's listening. I can't think of anything else that was that dominant. I mean, it's been the raw just power numbers that he puts up, 105.5. He's throwing 103 pretty consistently. We've never seen that consistently. And every time I text Jesse yesterday when he was talking, kind of talking about this, it's almost as if you could do a stat a week on things that have never been done before by Jacob Misiorowski. Mm-hmm. He's thrown 78 pitches over 100 miles an hour. It just seems like every time he goes out, something great and new happens that we've never seen before. And that's why I was thinking about this. There's a autograph show in Milwaukee yesterday, and so I was able to catch up with a couple of old teammates. And I was thinking Misiorowski was at this thing on Saturday, and they said it was complete bedlam. There is nobody in the state, and this never happens, where you'd say Jordan Love. If you had Jordan Love and Miz sitting at Fiserv, where are you going to get an autograph right now? You only get one.
Miz.
I think Miz might win. And when did you ever say that about a starting quarterback for the Green Bay Packers and a starting pitcher for the Brewers? Now is the time that might happen.
I gotta say,
Jesse, where are you going? You don't have either autograph. You're walking around. You get one autograph.
It's going to Brett
Favre. Are you getting into?
As Favre, Misiorowski for sure. Listen to the national. Listen to the national people talk about him. He's, like you said, every night out.
Football's king, Jesse. Football is king. The Packers are king. We all know that. That's the difference. But Miz has found a way to mainstream break through that because he's been so dominant.
Miz is on a slam dunk Hall of Fame path and trajectory right now.
Jesse,
what are you doing?
Jesse.
What?
Oh, no.
He is. He's historic every night.
Can we see, Jesse, we've barely seen a year's worth of stuff, and it's been dynamite electric. I'm not arguing that. But let's slow our roll. Can we at least get 2 years in before we're talking that way?
Come on, man.
I mean, Jeff Passan said it a year and a half before he made his major league debut on our show.
He didn't say he was on a Hall of Fame trajectory.
He said he had the stuff to be the best pitcher in baseball, and I'm saying now, a year in, he is the best pitcher in baseball.
He is. He has the best stuff in baseball. I don't know anybody that's going to argue that.
No, again, it's a long journey to Cooperstown, though. Let's take a deep breath for a second. Homer said it first. I mean, he is. It is. If he's pitching, you have a chance to see something special every time he's out there. And his line, even though I know it would offend some as being blasphemous, I thought was perfect. It's like going to church and Jesus is preaching, as opposed to the other days where it's just a regular pastor or priest. He is that special right now. I hope he stays healthy. I hope he stays on this trajectory. I hope Jesse is right. But yeah, it's been remarkable to watch. He's even got me tuning in when he pitches, which is an accomplishment. All right, here's what we're going to do. Because, Jesse, you had other topics here, right?
I did. I had a couple more I wanted to throw to you.
Can we push Wilde and Tausch trivia back to later in the program, and we can get to the other topics you had planned on this Take It to the Bank?
We can do anything you want, Jason.
That's not true, usually. So, but we're going to divvy up Take It to the Bank, presented by Associated Bank. I am going to take this opportunity to remind you all the great things that come with your Brewers checking from Associated Bank. Like if you're going to see the Miz pitch, first of all, you can go in through the Associated Bank entrance, which means you can tailgate a little while longer because you don't have to stand in line to get to your seat, even though everyone's going to be buzzing and excited for him to take the mound. You can save 20% at the Brewers team store if you want to get yourself, maybe the Wisco Misiorowski jersey, which I saw a lot of, by the way, at Summerfest while we were doing the State of the Packers show. You can also save up to 50% on select home games for the tickets. That's a great perk. And if you want to go take part in the Racing Sausages 5K or 10K run, or if you want to take part in the Brewers Baseball Academy, you can save money on your registration for those as well. All that and more come with your Associated Bank Brewers checking account. So go to associatedbank.com/Brewers to find out more. We'll have more of Take It to the Bank next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
The Giannis era is over in Milwaukee.
I don't feel spurned. I wish he would have been honest. I'm irritated that he didn't just come out last offseason and say it.
Continue reacting to the trade right here on 100.5 ESPN, Madison's home of the Bucks.
Mark Tauscher here, and take it from me, the best game nights start with pizza. Try the new crispy Parm Pan Pizza, featuring crispy baked Parmesan on the crust for a golden cheesy crunch in every bite. For a limited time, get a medium one-topping crispy Parm Pan for just $10, or make it a large for just $3 more. Order online at pizzahut.com or download the Pizza Hut app to order and find more great deals. The new crispy Parm Pan Pizza, available now at Pizza Hut. And remember, no one out-pizzas the Hut.
You, rah. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute.
This Badger Minute brought to you by your Badgerland Chevy dealers, proud supporters of Badger Athletics. Go to BadgerlandChevy.com. With this Badger Minute, I'm Jesse Nelson. The voice of the Badgers, Matt LePay, was the featured guest on the most recent episode of The Jump Around on the ESPN Madison YouTube channel. The UW Athletic Hall of Fame broadcaster sharing optimism ahead of the 2026 football season.
I will forever believe that Luke Fickell's a really good football coach. It has not worked the way anybody would want it to this point, but the record shows that he's really good at what he does, and I think he and everybody over there can look in the mirror, say, okay, I like this, we need to change this, and this, and I think they've taken steps to do that.
Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin doesn't play games, just straightforward pricing, premium quality, and trusted Pella certified installation. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Mike, what's one of the most important questions people should be asking about metal roofing?
It should be, who's doing the installation? It takes focus, precision, and technical experience. We'll answer all your questions.
After all, we are masters of metal roofing.
I'm Mike.
And Mary Sweta. Enjoy the long-lasting architectural strength and beauty of a Sweta metal roof.
SWITA metalroofing.com.
Sweta Metal Roofing, the last roof you'll ever need.
Every event tells a story, from the first impression to the final moments. Have someone guide your guests through every chapter the way you want the story told. Hi, it's Jeffrey from Celebrations Entertainment. With a strong presence, great voices, and an award-winning team, trust us to guide, direct, and inform your guests through all the different chapters of the day. For fun, memorable entertainment for any event, please visit us at celebrationsentertainment.com. That's celebrationsentertainment.com.
Hey, sports fans, the ESPN app has all of ESPN all in one place. The ESPN app is your home to thousands of live events, ESPN shows, and originals across every ESPN network in service. And now you can check if you already have ESPN Unlimited as part of your TV package for no additional cost. Visit activate.espn.com to learn how to access your account or sign up, then start streaming in the ESPN app. It's all of ESPN all in one place. Sign up or activate now.
Summer is the time to enjoy the outside. Enjoy the deck, the patio, the fire pit, the shade, the screen room, the in-ground pool. Enjoy all of it in your own backyard. Outdoor Living Unlimited is Wisconsin's top TimberTech decking installer and can deliver a design and build your next maintenance-free deck with a custom screen room and automated pergola. To get started, stop by Outdoor Living Unlimited's amazing Madison showroom and visit OutdoorLivingUnlimited.com. Let's build that new backyard with Outdoor Living Unlimited.
It's nice to know some things are still made locally.
At Chalmers Jewelers, your custom jewelry is designed and handcrafted right here by local craftspeople.
No mass production, no sending your piece out, just real craftsmanship made right here in our community.
Custom jewelry,
designed locally,
crafted locally,
only at Chalmers Jewelers.
Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton
and Madison.
We're on the Packers.
You can't sit here and tell me that you're comfortable with the idea of the Green Bay Packers playing 8 games without Mike Parsons.
Because we're on Wisconsin sports.
That's very uncomfortable. That's extremely uncomfortable.
Nobody covers the green and gold like 100.5 ESPN.
Milwaukee Brewers are at the midpoint of their season, 81 games. We're at the midpoint of our round of Take It to the Bank, the Brewers edition, presented by Associated Bank's Brewers Checking.
Yeah, part 2. I like this. Take It to the Bank, Brewers edition, presented by Associated Bank. All right, a couple rapid-fire ones here for you guys. Take it to the bank. The Milwaukee Brewers will make a splashy move before the trade deadline. I'm defining splashy.
Josh Hader.
I'm defining splashy as acquiring a starting pitcher that goes into the rotation or a player that starts in the field. You think they're going to make a splashy move before the trade deadline?
So you're saying the Hader trade would not qualify?
Yeah, I'm saying for this exercise.
I love Tausch's idea. I know because I love the story. What a great story that would be. All right, so that would not qualify.
For this exercise, I'm saying bullpen is a different subject. By this definition, splashy is a starter, either a starting pitcher or a starting position player.
So you could call this splishy or splashy.
We could go splishy or splashy. Yes.
Splashy.
This summertime. Scorcher this week.
Yeah, gonna be hot. I do think you just get the sense that we've had so much success. And it just feels like, hey, we've fallen a little short. We're guys to long deals. There's a good chance we're going to miss a big chunk of next season. And the new CBA is going to probably change everything. This feels like if there's ever a time the Brewers are going to go all in and give up some prospects because they've signed other guys, there's going to be a surplus. This feels like the time to make the splash. So I'm going to take it to the bank. Something big does.
I am not going to take it to the bank. By the definition that Jesse gave, I don't think that it'll happen. But if that Skubal trade happens, we'll be talking a lot of Brewers, that's for sure.
No doubt about it. Take It to the Bank, presented by Associated Bank, with a shout-out to Hard Rock Casino Rockford for this next one.
And for your matching shirts.
Take It to the Bank. I will win my wager at Hard Rock Casino Rockford. With the Brewers eclipsing 90 wins this season, they would need to go 40-41 in the second half of the season to reach the 90-win mark, which would be a nice little day for Jesse.
I'm so gun-shy to say take that to the bank because
of your Brewers.
We're at 9.
Your Packers
needed 9.5. And we're games to go, and we had it all. So we got a hard time saying, yeah. I'm gonna say
those are unrelated. That was a series of unfortunate events that prevented you guys from cashing that ticket. 9-3-1, and never won again.
Can't believe that happened.
I can't either. I can't. Again, this is what we're looking at. Matt LaFleur can't believe it either. I am going to say take it to the bank, and you will be taking your winnings to the bank and depositing them as a responsible young homeowner would.
I can add that sound effect to this game if we'd like to have
That's
that. That's
nice. I kind of like that.
You like that?
I like what you got going there.
Last one.
You're having a very strong show so far.
Yeah, I think I'm going to take the 10 o'clock hour off, and maybe the rest of the week, 4th of July week. Take it to the bank, presented by Associated Bank. Last one. This is a Debbie Downer. Hate to end it on this one, but no matter how much regular season success the Brewers have this year, everyone in the National League is still playing for second behind Ohtani and the Dodgers. Take that to the bank.
You told us that 3 years ago.
No. I mean, the odds would tell you at Hard Rock Casino Rockford that that's the case, but too many things can happen. 5 series, Padres,
All right, wait.
Yeah, we're losing Tauscher.
We got Mark Tauscher Transformer version cooking up there. Do the Brewers? You said they're 50-31, correct?
That is correct.
They do not have do the Dodgers have the best record in baseball right now? Not them.
Yes. Dodgers are the best team in the NL. Or the Braves are in the... I'll have to check the standings today. The Braves and Dodgers were right next to each other.
All right, I see the Dodgers now are at 54-30. So they've actually played 3 more games than the Brewers have as well. Okay, look, playing for second place is a harsh way to describe that, Jesse. But, I mean, if they play the Dodgers in the World Series, or I mean in the NLCS to go to the World Series, and they get swept again, we're all going to be really depressed. But this is what baseball is, and this is why the Packers were so ticked off at Scott Fitzgerald as well. Look, anything can happen in a 7-game series, but usually it doesn't, right? Let's just get there first, and then we'll get our hopes up, even if they're going to be dashed. All right, we will connect with Transformer Tausch, Optimus Tausch, for the 10 o'clock hour, and we will shift gears to some Packers discussion, including the thing that I still don't understand, and I would like someone to explain it to me, because I experienced it once again in real time during our State of the Packers broadcast from the Summerfest grounds on Saturday. I will tell you what that is, and maybe you, as Packers fans, can help me understand it better. That starts the 10 o'clock hour, which starts in 2 minutes, so stick around.
Don't go anywhere. Another hour of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
What life events have you experienced over the past couple of years? Well, maybe one is coming up. The sale of a company, death, divorce, a health crisis, or helping to pay for college or a wedding. Well, Annex Wealth Management has assisted clients with life events, but planning for them can make all the difference. Knowing what you own, why you own it, and how much you're paying for it is a big part of smart financial planning. Annex has an entire in-house team that works together so you can make informed decisions when life events come up. Click Get Started at annexwealth.com.
This is Wisconsin linebacker Mason Posa.
Mason Posa shuts the door!
You're listening to 100.5 ESPN WTLX Monona, Madison.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio, this is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
Good morning, Madison and streamers everywhere. I'm Jesse Nelson. Sports Center brought to you by Goodman's Jewelers, the diamond store of Madison for generations. Check them out, 220 State Street, and online at goodmansjewelers.com. We are at the literal midpoint of the 2026 MLB regular season, and the Brewers coming off a weekend in which they dropped 2 of 3 games to the rival Chicago Cubs at American Family Field. That includes Sunday afternoon, 4-3. The Cubs win it in 10 innings. Brewers leaving a bunch of runners in scoring position, especially late in the game. Could have won it before it went to extra innings. Entering play today, the Brewers still 5.5 up on the Cubs for the top spot in the NL Central Division standings. And again, it is the literal midway point of the 2026 MLB season. The Brewers 50-31, 19 games over 500. Fastest they've ever gotten to 50 wins in franchise history, winning on Friday night against the Cubs. Crew in action tonight, starting the first of a 4-game set, hosting the Cincinnati Reds at American Family Field. First pitch tonight at 6:40. Pre-game coverage starts just after 6 o'clock, following Molly and Jim right here on Madison's home of the Brewers, 100.5 ESPN. Wilde and Tausch continues now.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com. 3-time Wisconsin Sports Writer of the Year, Jason Wilde.
Time now for headlines as we predict what will happen on Sunday as the Packers take on the Vikings at Lambeau Field.
Packers Hall of Famer Mark Tauscher.
I'm going to do something crazy.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio at ESPN Madison.
I'm going to say kissing cousins, pack bikes tie.
And celebrating 10 great years on ESPN Wisconsin.
He missed it again! And will end this crazy game in a tie. Oh my goodness.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
The 10 o'clock hour of Wilde and Tausch begins now. We're not going to talk about this at the moment because I need to read more about it. But I did see this morning, which, by the way, I also saw on Good Morning America, the story about Chris Johnson, the former running back who has ALS on Good Morning America, which was compelling and sad and really well done sad story, which I would rather see other sports stories on Good Morning America because that was really depressing. Also, apparently, and I had seen a little bit about this, but apparently now one of the games that Malik Beasley played in while he was with the Bucs is among the games that are being investigated by the Department of Justice after he was indicted today in a gambling scheme. So we will get to that a little bit later in the program. But I really need your help. Not you, Jesse, our fans. And I've asked the question in the YouTube comments of both ESPN Milwaukee's video feed and the ESPN Madison video feed because I don't understand it. And I want people to help me understand it because I feel like we've talked about it a fair amount, but we haven't really gotten direct feedback from our fans. So on Saturday we did the State of the Packers. Alex Strofe, Gabe Neitzel, who was awesome, by the way. If you haven't listened to it yet, I recommend it, even not just for Gabe, but it's clear why Gabe is now a national radio host. He was phenomenal. He was great. Made great points, great insight. We had one situation where we looked into the camera, and our point was, if you don't like the fact that Keisean Nixon is your number one corner for your favorite football team, that's not Keisean Nixon's fault. That's Goody's fault. And again, I'm not saying that Goody should have gone out and signed a big-ticket free agent corner. I'm not saying that at all, but the situation they're in now is not Keisean Nixon's fault. And yet we got from social media, from fans on YouTube, I got some texts about it. Everyone is really, really anti-Keisean Nixon, or I should say it feels like everyone is very, very anti-Keisean Nixon, and I just don't get it. I understand some of the symptoms, but I don't understand why it's such an epidemic. At least that's how it feels. Maybe there's a bunch of, kind of like with Matt LaFleur, maybe there's a bunch of people that are quietly not saying anything, and they're fine with Keisean Nixon. But it felt like he is the lightning rod player that gets people. I mean, there was profanity in some of the tweets we got back. I got some on YouTube. I just don't get it. And I want you to help me understand why. So we're going to take calls and texts on the Carbless Talk and text line about this, and then we'll get to some of the other topics we discussed on the State of the Packers show from Summerfest, which, again, you can find on all your podcast platforms. You can find it on YouTube, on our YouTube channels. You can find it in the ESPN Wisconsin app. It was a great, great day. We had a great time. But this was the one thing that I left thinking most about, which was this guy should be the type of player that gets embraced. Undrafted free agent. Signed to the veteran minimum as a free agency, inexpensive, no real expectations addition to the roster. Goes out and is a two-time first-team All-Pro return man, which, by the way, he was not a returner with the Oakland/Las Vegas Raiders. He started his career in Oakland. Then they moved to Las Vegas. Then he goes from just a return guy to a slot corner. Then he goes from return guy and slot corner to starting corner. Then he winds up being your number one corner. And for whatever reason, there is a vocal portion of the fan base that is not happy with that or not happy with him. And I just want to understand why. Am I being obtuse?
No, I can help you. He is a number one corner, and it's not his fault that he's the number one corner. But he has gotten beat on a few plays. I think there's a certain amount of – he's very confident with what he's going about. And the fact that he didn't want to return kicks –
that pissed a lot of people off.
2 off seasons ago or whenever that was. I think that – but mainly I think it comes down to the Bears games. He makes the one big play in the game at Lambeau. He gives up the big touchdown. And I think Packer fans aren't frustrated with Keisean Nixon as much as the fact that he is our number one shutdown corner. That Keisean's a nice player, and everything you just said there is completely accurate. But the expectations and what you can produce is all that fans really care about. They don't – all of the other things that you look at, yes, he's undrafted. He has been an awesome story. His professional career is what you are looking for. Resilience is a great kick returner when he was doing it. And he's not, one of the great corners. And Packer fans want a shutdown number one corner. They want Jair Alexander when he's healthy. That's not who he is. And I think for the most part, he's done a pretty good job as being a nice corner, but he's underpaid for where he's at. He's underpaid as a number 2 corner.
That's what Gabe said.
The Packers aren't going to pay him more, at least not as we sit here right now. So there's going to be a little angst, but I think Packer fans are more irritated in the fact that he is our number 1 corner more so than just being him.
So that's what we were trying to address. Like we did this shtick where we looked right in the camera, and Gabe and I and Strofe talked, and I said exactly what I just said. Look, blame Goody, but it's more than that. And there's another part of this too that I find interesting. And I'm getting a little bit of this, and we'll get to some of your comments in the YouTube channel as well. 844-770-3776. That is the Carbless Talk and text line. Lists is more. But he's brash, he's outspoken, he's cocky. I thought that's what we wanted in corners. No? Isn't that what corners are? Aren't they predisposed to be that way?
They have to have that amnesia-like mentality. And yes, it's got to be like, I'll match up against anybody. And Keisean, to his credit, has said he'll match up Justin Jefferson. Doesn't matter. He's up for the task. And I just think there's a lasting image of getting beat in those Bears games and then not talking to the media after. It just feels as if we want our corners to talk trash and be great, but you want to see that on the field. Because the last thing I think you want as a fan is someone that talks a lot and gets beat a lot. And I don't think Keisean actually falls into that category. But I think that maybe is the perception that he thinks he's Deion Sanders. And we all know he's not Deion Sanders, but I think he is a very good NFL corner. He's not a shutdown number 1, though.
Again, some of the responses included expletives about how they feel about Keisean Nixon. So I think it's more than just he shouldn't be our number 1 corner. 844-770.
Well, what else do you think it is?
Well, let's find out. 844-770-3776. I don't want to spend the entire rest of the show on Keisean Nixon, but this really, if there was one thing about our State of the Packers show that really riled people up in real time, it was when we got to the corners during the 3rd hour of it. It was strong. The reaction was strong. And it was more than just, because if you're mad at someone, our point was you should be mad at Goody that he's the number 1, not be mad at him that he's the number 1. And that was not well received. 844-770-3776. That is the Carbless Talk and text line. Let's start with Brandon in Tulsa. Brandon, how you been, buddy? It's been a while.
Yeah, been a minute. Just been staying busy, working, just like you guys, grinding. So
yeah, that's us grinders.
I listen in all the time. Yeah, I listen in all the time, even if I don't call or text in. But yeah, I listened to your show on Saturday, Jason, and I think the reason why for me it's frustrating with Keisean is it's not his confidence or swagger. It's the fact that he kind of ran roughshod over the organization. When he saw the writing on the wall with Jair a couple of years ago and he said, well, I'm CB1, the fact that apparently not a single coach could say, no, you'll do what we say. Hey, man, we appreciate your confidence, but you're the return guy. We'll handle the personnel. You know, he planted his flag and said, nope, I'm not doing that anymore. That's just not unique, or that's not normal for a player to do that's not a quarterback, I guess. And I think that attitude rubbed people the wrong way. Maybe they thought, well, he's putting his interests first instead of the team. We need you as a returner because you're really good at it, but you don't want to do that anymore, and it's hurting the team. That said, I would be mad if I was Keisean too, because not only are the fans, ticked off at you for you just trying to be confident in what you do, but the organization, is paying you pennies for your position. And that's not an argument. That's just a fact. Keisean Nixon is the number one cornerback on the team because Goody just decided that position was not in need enough compared to others, I guess. And they really put Keisean in between a rock and a hard place because he's like, what am I supposed to do? Put my head down and say, yeah, guys, you're right. I'm not that good of a talent, so thank you for the $4 million. It's more than I actually deserve anyway. He's not going to do that. He's not going to apologize for wanting more money. And I think, like I said, people don't like Keisean because his talent clearly is not a CB1. Like, there's going to be enough games this year where he gets beat on routes or he gets beat in coverage. But even, the best defensive backs let some plays go. But, his attitude and just the ability to tell the team to basically blank off, I'm doing what I want, I think that rubbed people the wrong way. That kind of attitude should come with insane levels of production normally. So that's just kind of how I think fans are feeling about it.
Brandon, I think you're right, and Tausch has mentioned it too. So here's my question in response. We look at other players and say he's too valuable to be returning. Right? I've said that about Jaden Reed. Used to say it about Tramon Williams when he was the number one corner. They took Tramon Williams out of that responsibility. They took Randall Cobb out of that responsibility when he became too valuable on offense. This guy's your number one corner. Why is he not too valuable? Like, I know the way he said it was not popular, but wasn't he right?
He is right, and that's the thing. Like, Goody dropped the ball here for whatever reason, and you can blame Rich Versace or whoever you want. They either didn't value a return man or couldn't find one. And they're basically asking him to not only play two key positions, but play at a huge discount. That's why I think his anger is completely justified. So Brian Gutekunst and the Packers don't want a return guy exclusively. They're not going to go draft one or sign one. So they're asking him to do that. And he's like, no, you wouldn't ask Jair Alexander to do that. So don't ask me to do it. And again, if his talent was one step up, I think a lot more fans would say, we agree with him. Don't ask him to do that. But because it's not, they're basically, it's like Tausch always says, late round picks always got to just do what the team wants and prove they belong. I think a lot of people look at Keisean saying, hey, man, you're not that good, so just do it. Do what you got to do for the team because you don't have that in you to make demands of the team.
Brandon, great call, buddy. We appreciate you.
That was a great call by B. Big B in Tulsa.
And to his point,
be hot down there this weekend.
Yeah, I would think so. Yes,
sweltering.
Hope the AC is working effectively. Look, again, I'm not debating whether or not Goody, because look, he drafted Eric Stokes. That didn't work out. They moved on from Jair. Now Jair is, I think, retired, or at least has stepped away from football and has not given any indication he wants to go back to that. But I've got Jesse here, not you, Jesse. Same spelling though, not with the I. He's the weakest link on defense, and it's not even close. He shouldn't be getting paid what he's getting right now. after he refused to return kicks, which was a big reason why he got the second contract in the first place, and the fact that he's the least talented cornerback on the roster. I would take Kevin King over him 10 times out of 10. That's just not true. It's just not true. That's what I don't get.
There does seem to be, I think, this lack of returning kicks because, I actually thought a lot of it was these big plays he gave up against Chicago, and that's a lasting memory that a lot of us have.
Sure.
But I think there's something to be said about not returning kicks, and part of the issue with this is, how many years ago the kickoff rule changed? 2, 3 years ago?
Yeah, at least two.
So that obviously has limited some things with that, but when you're great at something, and let's not forget, he was dynamite when he first got here. That is why he got the next contract. All of those things are right, but you evolve and things happen. And I was listening to Sunday Karma yesterday, and Karmazin brought up an interesting point about why should he return kicks and play corner as number one if the Packers aren't going to value him? Like, there is a give and take here. Like, it can't just be like you want everybody to be good teammates. I 100% agree with that. But then when the time it comes to either pay the piper or not, he signed up for a job that is not the number one corner. He ended up getting it. Now he's not getting paid, and you want him to do more? That'd be like asking Jesse to do video and audio. And Jesse, he's doing audio. He's grinding away. He's cutting audio. And I'm like, well, Jesse, you got to do video too. Oh, I can't do that. That's more layers to my job.
Jesse, what do you have on the text portion of the Carb List Talking text line before we get a break in, and then we go back to the phones with Patrick and Jeremy?
Chauncey and Oshkosh texts in, you can count on Keisean Nixon.
Oshkosh?
Chauncey and Oshkosh. It's Chauncey and Oshkosh.
Boston. Chauncey from Boston.
Watch us Sox on Sunday Night Baseball last night. You can count on Keisean Nixon to draw a stupid penalty on third down when you need a crucial stop.
He has had some very untimely stupid penalties, I will say. And it's not like, I know people think he's like the most penalized guy in the league. I think he was for Green Bay. So there's a lot of factors that go into this, but it feels like to me the lack of being a return guy is what irritates people the most.
And the fact that and it's not so much that he's not returning anymore, it's that he proclaimed himself no longer willing to do so.
Yeah, and I didn't like that at all.
No, you did not.
There comes a point where you do have to advocate for yourself. And if your messaging isn't getting through to people, you better be, and here's where I think the disconnect comes. You better be Deion Sanders if you're going to do that. And he's not Deion Sanders.
I feel like he was okay proclaiming himself CB1 because we all knew that Jair Alexander was not returning to the team, despite the dance that we did that entire offseason. He probably could have said that and not said I'm not interested in returning kicks anymore, and still not returned kicks because they wouldn't have wanted him to, and then he wouldn't have ticked off fans. I would guess, but Maybe. He did say it.
Maybe.
For those of you that are curious, per NFLpenalties.com, the Packers' most penalized players last season, tied for fifth, Aaron Banks and Javon Bullard. Third, or I guess that would be tied for fourth, but 5 people. Micah Parsons was 6. Next, Rasheed Walker with 9. And the most penalized member of the Green Bay Packers with 11 penalties on the season, Keisean Nixon. 4 for defensive pass interference, 3 for illegal contact, 2 for illegal use of hands, 2 for unnecessary roughness, and 1 offsides, 1 face mask, and 1 defensive holding. So he had the most penalties on their team. So that is a reason to be frustrated with him. No doubt. I get it.
Jason, will Keisean be CB1 by Christmas of this year?
I will try to answer that question, and we'll get some more of your calls on this, because I honestly, authentically want to know if, and look, if you're a Keisean defender, I'd like to hear from you too, but I really want just people that are frustrated and dislike him to explain why. We will hear all that, and I will answer Tausch's question after Tausch tells us about American Family Insurance.
Well, American Family Insurance, proud partner of Wilde and Tausch, and, playing in Green Bay for over a decade, I learned quickly, better have the right protection up front. That lets you play with confidence, and that's what American Family Insurance has been doing for almost 100 years, protecting your home, auto, and the dreams that you're building with your family, so you can focus on what matters most. Insure carefully and dream fearlessly. With American Family Insurance, get a quote or find an agent at amfam.com.
More of your calls next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call today, 855-PELLA-WI, and online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Mark Tauscher here for Olson Toon. Well, first impressions matter, and your outdoor space is often the first thing people see. And since 1997, Olson Toon has been helping homeowners and businesses across Dane County create and maintain outdoor spaces. From landscaping and concrete to excavation and year-round maintenance, they're your team for everything outdoors. Ready to elevate your property? Contact Olson Toon today and learn more at olsontoon.com. Creating lasting impressions every season, every day. That's the Olson Toon difference.
On the air, on demand, on social, on Wisconsin Sports. Serving Wisconsin sports fans. This is 100.5 ESPN.
Baseball, Coors Light, and Molly and Jim? Now that's a tough lineup to beat. Hey, it's Molly Brown. Join ESPN Madison at Pooley's on Thursday, July 2nd as Jim Rutledge and I are live after the Milwaukee-Cincinnati baseball game till 6 p.m. And while you're there, take advantage of Pooley's daily happy hours starting at 3 p.m. with $3.50 Miller Lite and Coors Light taps. Grab a seat, grab a beer, and come see Molly and Jim at Pooley's on July 2nd.
Dealing with storm damage? That's never fun. That's why homeowners are turning to Everlight Solar for roofing and exterior repairs done right. They handle the entire process, from insurance claims to fixing your roof with one trusted team. Less stress, faster solutions, and a home that stays protected from the elements. If your roof took a hit, Everlight's got you covered. Visit everlightroofing.com to get started today. That's everlightroofing.com. Everlight, a proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics.
Hello, I'm John Hayes, the owner of Goodman's Jewelers. It's been my pleasure to serve this community from this incredible store for over 4 decades. We stand upon high standards and classic traditions, pillars like honesty and integrity. Stop into Goodman's Jewelers, the longest-standing full-service jewelry store in the heart of Madison at 220 State Street. Goodman's Jewelers, the diamond store of Madison since 1933.
The best is at Goodman's.
Wisconsin, let's talk about something near and dear to my heart. Beer. Specifically, great beer. And if you haven't met Yuengling yet, allow me to introduce you. Yuengling is the oldest brewery in America, founded in Pottsville, PA in 1829. 197 years, 6 generations of family-owned brewing. Do you know how they became America's oldest brewery? By making great beer. This is a real American beer. Smooth, rich, and finally here in Wisconsin. So grab a Yuengling, raise a glass, and celebrate history the way it was meant to be celebrated, by drinking it. Yuengling, the oldest brewery in America. DG Yuengling & Son, Pottsville, PA. Enjoy responsibly.
Badger fans, Camp Randall is calling, and this fall, you call the shots. Enjoy the 2026 season your way with a 2 or 3 game mini pack. Whether it's the homecoming game against Michigan State or the battle for the axe against Minnesota, save up to $10 per game for the matchups that matter most to you. Don't wait, inventory is limited. Secure your Wisconsin football mini pack today by visiting uwbadgers.com or calling 1-800-GO-BADGERS on Wisconsin.
When you've been injured, you need a winning team on your side. Gruber Law Offices will fight for the results you deserve. Call Gruber Law Offices today, a proud partner of your Milwaukee Brewers. One call, that's all.
Mark Tauscher here, and you know I love a smart play from the pocket. That's why I joined UW Credit Union. With their mobile banking app, I can make smart plays from anywhere. And with rewards checking perks like early payday, I score my money sooner. Stop by any of their local branches or visit uwcu.org to join and make the smart play by becoming a UW Credit Union member like I did. Federally insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
This is our crew.
1-2 pitch to Churiel is a fly ball to center. Hit well. Going back on it is Hill. Track. Wall. Bye baseball.
This is 100.5 ESPN, Madison's home of the Brewers.
Let's get back to your calls, and we'll check out the text portion of the Carbless Talk and Text line. Lots of comments in the YouTube conversation as well, so we will get to that. Don't forget we've got trivia coming up in the 11 o'clock hour. You don't want to miss that. Let's get back to the phones, though. Let's start with Patrick in Madison. Patrick, thanks for holding on. Your take on Keisean Nixon, please.
Yeah, I mean, I think that the story would be a good story, or could be a good story, if it happened here the entire time. The whole UDFA thing plays a lot better in Wisconsin, I think, if it was he's here the whole time, and, like, you grow up always knowing him. And then, I mean, two things were already kind of touched on. Moving into returning was great, but when he stopped doing it, that position got so bad that he doesn't get credit for the fact that he used to do it really well. It's just he isn't doing it well anymore.
And they signed Sky Moore to do the job now, though, Patrick. So it's not like Goody's saying we need to make Keisean return kicks, right? That's why they signed Sky Moore.
Right. No, I understand that, but we're talking about why the fan base resents him. They resent him because he doesn't do something that he used to be good at, and we've been bad at since. And whether that's fair or not, like, he doesn't get credit with the fans now for something he used to do well but stopped doing, maybe by choice, maybe not.
Okay.
But the last thing that I remember from last season was him jumping on a pile well after the whistle and knowing that, well, that what would have been a stop isn't a stop anymore for no reason other than him losing his head. And if you are a shut-down number one corner, you can get away with that stuff every once in a while. But he isn't. And if he were just a humble kind of, like, put in the work kind of guy, the fact that he is being forced to play CB1 when he's really a CB2, I don't think anybody would have an issue with. You got to be one or the other. It's not going to fly if you are both not good enough to be a shutdown and causing first downs on more of the bonehead penalties, because pass interference is pass interference.
Mm-hmm. And look, first of all, very fair argument on that penalty. That was a galactically stupid penalty. You'll get no argument from me. Did you feel the same way about Jair when he was brash, or was he good enough that you were okay with it?
No, he was good enough.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
That's
he
fair.
was a shutdown corner, right? Like, you can, and it's not the brashness, it's the boneheaded penalties that come from the brashness.
Okay. All right. It's a good call, Patrick. We appreciate it. Thank you. Tausch, do you think he's too brash for his talent level?
I have a hard time answering that because I think, to Patrick's point, the humbleness and the undrafted free agent part of it, there's always something, and there's part of it's insecurity that you're always trying to prove yourself. And the big dogs don't do that. And so it's almost like you're torn. And Keisean is looking at it like, I don't know, he wants to so badly be the shutdown corner, and he knows where he's come from and how hard he's had to work to get to that spot and the humility, and he wants to kind of pay it off. And it's almost a dichotomy of difference that you don't necessarily even know which road you want to go down, and you almost become, you don't know which guy you want to be that day. So if you're having a big day, you want to make sure everybody sees and knows about it.
Right.
And when you're not, you want to be that humble, have the humility. And the NFL just doesn't work like that.
Let's take one more call, and then we'll get to your texts coming up next. 844-770-3776. That is the Carbless Talking text line. Less is more. Let's talk to Jeremy in Madison. Jeremy, thanks for holding on. Good morning. What do you think of Keisean Nixon?
Well, I do think he is underpaid for what he's being asked to do. But, I don't, necessarily feel like I don't like Keisean Nixon. I know that's what you're looking for, Jason.
I'm just looking for the truth. I just want the truth.
Well, you can't handle the truth, Jason.
That's
well done. There we go. That's what I was
looking
looking for.
I would say it's kind of been touched on. I just feel like I'm going to try to add to the conversation. It's the upset with the misplaced aggression and the penalties late in games. I think his mentality is what we need. I love it when he's out there talking trash. But if we're talking about him, it's usually probably because he got beat for a play, or it's usually the penalty that hurts the most. And Mr. Tauscher was always talking about Seattle, and they always had that special teams return. How cool. We wouldn't even be having this conversation if he had one or two more big returns. We wouldn't even be talking about this. So I do think that does play a large role in.
Quick question, and this was something Jason brought up earlier, and I think he did on State of the Packers. How much do you look at this as being because Goody has not put a number 1 or 2 corner around Keisean, and Keisean has been thrust into this?
Well, you can look at it two ways. It's not his fault, but he wanted all the smoke. And mentally, I think he's getting it. I don't think he's shy about it. I love his mentality. But as the leader of the room, you don't walk in and look at the room and say, I'm the boss. Everybody just knows you're the boss. You shouldn't have to say that. So, and I'm a firm believer you lead by example, but them penalties are killing us. And if the team is struggling for a returner, you should be the first one to say, look, we can't do this anymore. Let me back there again. We should hear him screaming in the locker room, let me return the kick. Let me return the kick. Now you're here.
What if he said that, but then he also said, but then pay me? I can't fault him for that.
If he's returning kicks and getting touchdowns, if he's returning kicks and switching the field or getting to the 50, absolutely. That just makes life easier for the offense, and they could use some of that. Absolutely.
Jeremy, thanks for the call. We appreciate it. And
very thoughtful,
very
kind
thoughtful,
of thought-provoking calls. And I think it feels as if, and I don't know what your reaction was at Summerfest, but it feels as if this not returning kicks, and if he was still kicking Keister doing that, all of this other stuff, I don't think it's getting beat. Everybody gets beat. As obviously an overtime play, the amount of smoke that he's asked for, he's gotten. But it hasn't been the kind of smoke that I think he was hoping for. And it seems as if Packer fans are feeling that he has not done what the team needed him to do and what he was brought in to do and what he was so great at and why he got paid. He has abandoned that because he has been thrust into a new role that he shouldn't actually be in, but because of however things have shaken out, he is. And now we're looking at how to balance everything out, and nobody has figured that out yet. That's my quick summation on what I feel like is going on.
Again, some of the reactions live while the show was going on. His play on the field does not justify a pay raise. F. Nixon, I can't wait to see him leave. No, he doesn't deserve a raise. He needs to play better and keep his head level.
It'll be about 8 months, and you'll probably see him leave.
He should not be a starting corner. Yeah, again, if you feel that way, why are you mad at him?
Did Goody bring Hobbs, the most physical corner on tape, according to Jason Wilde last year? Did they bring, because they didn't pay him a ton either, did they bring him in strictly as a slot, or did they hope he'd push Keisean for that DB1?
No, I think they brought him in to be the other corner and beat out Carrington Valentine. And they did pay. He got $12 million guaranteed as part of that 4-year, $48 million deal. That was not peanuts that they paid him. Like, it was more than just a little bit of popcorn money. And that didn't work. Obviously, we saw how things ended with Jair. Eric Stokes went to Las Vegas and played better, which I'm still not sure how or why that exactly occurred.
I forgot you have not paid off that tease yet that I asked.
No, I have not. I haven't forgotten about it, though.
Okay, I did, and then I just reimagined it.
Good. So. Okay, I'm glad you remembered it. We're going to get to some of your texts, and then I will pay off Tausch's tease. For those of you who, like Tausch, forgot, Tausch's question was, will Keisean Nixon still be a starting corner at Christmas?
DB1. DB1.
Oh. Okay, well, I'll think about both versions of that question. While I also think about how I could really use an escape. And I'm not going to board a plane or a cruise ship to get one. But our next getaway could be waiting right in Milwaukee at Potawatomi Casino Hotel, including with the biggest hotel rooms in all of Milwaukee. Nearly 500 beautifully designed rooms and luxury suites that are perfect for a weekend reset, a date night, or celebrating something big. And you're just steps away from all the fun stuff happening inside, including all the great food that you can eat while you're there, whether it's Dream Dance Steakhouse, the Marketplace, Rockin' Brews, Canal Street Cafe, Ruyi Asian Kitchen, Cream City Coffee Company. There's food and drink specials happening all the time. Sophisticated relaxation, incredible flavor, and a full night out all in one place. Potawatomi Casino Hotel. We'll check out some of your texts and some of your YouTube comments next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, driven by Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie on 100.5 ESPN. See their full inventory at ZimbrickChevrolet.com.
Mark Tauscher here for Chalmers Jewelers. I've been a big fan of Scott, Garrett, and the whole team at Chalmers Jewelers for years now. I go there, my friends go there, and most importantly, my wife loves it whenever I get her something from Chalmers Jewelers. It's my go-to spot for birthdays, anniversaries, and any special occasion. For quality jewelry and a great experience, choose Chalmers Jewelers, the place to go for that perfect gift. Stop at Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton and Madison.
Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton
and Madison.
Get ready for the ultimate Saturday night at Hard Rock Casino Rockford. Join us for the all-new Queen of Hearts drawing at 4, 6, 8, and 10 p.m. This is your chance for royal glory. When your name is drawn, choose the right card and you could win a life-changing jackpot, up to $150,000. The longer the Queen stays hidden, the bigger the jackpot grows. Let's Hard Rock with the Queen of Hearts only at Hard Rock Casino Rockford. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER or text ILGAMB to 833-234.
ESPN Wisconsin celebrates Wilde and Tausch's 10-year anniversary, presented by Steinhoffels.
Our very first guest, Aaron Rodgers. Give us an over-under on what number would you set for how many shows we do together?
Daily, 52 weeks a year. I'm going to say you do about 230.
Wilde and Tausch's 10th anniversary is also brought to you by Sendix, by Outdoor Living Unlimited, by Gruber Law Offices, and by Events by Design.
Shopping for new windows and doors shouldn't feel like a negotiation. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin doesn't believe in games. They never inflate pricing, and there's no high-pressure sales pitch. Just premium windows and doors built for long-term comfort, beauty, and peace of mind. Buy direct through Pella, and one trusted team handles everything with Pella-certified installers every step of the way. Real pricing, premium quality, no games. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Schedule your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com.
Ben Brust here for Zimbrick European. June is a month full of milestones. Graduations, weddings, your calendar will fill up fast. But make sure you find time to visit Zimbrick European. Zimbrick is celebrating a big milestone this year, 61 years in business. John Zimbrick bought his first franchise 61 years ago, and they are still locally owned and a family business. During the month of June, enjoy special incentives on all new and used inventory. Stop out and start test driving. When you think about who you want to do business with, I know Zimbrick European is my choice.
Less than 4 in 10 kids aged 6 through 12 are playing sports regularly. 4 in 10 kids? Let it sink in. Just 4 in 10 kids. ESPN is building a nationwide coalition powered by Disney called Take Back Sports, with the purpose of training more coaches, expanding access, and creating community-driven sports programming that puts kids and fun first. We're working on that story. We hope you'll join us.
Visit takebacksports.org to learn more.
Whether you're grilling outside, sitting on the patio, or watching the game, summer is the perfect time to sip on a cocktail made with Door County Distillery. Handcrafted award-winning spirits made locally in beautiful Door County. Hey, it's Alex Stroh. Mix up a G&T with that signature green bottle of gin, or sip on it with a couple of rocks, my favorite, the Door County Distillery Bourbon. Made in Door County, available all over the state, including right here in the Madison area. Local, affordable, award-winning. That's what it's all about. It's Door County Distillery. Find the retailer nearest you, doorcountydistillery.com.
Hey parents, looking for the perfect night out with the whole fam? Try the Rally Madison FC Family Special, presented by Madison Gas and Electric. Score a ticket to the match, a meal, and an RMFC scarf for just $18 per pack. Be a part of history and support women's soccer during Rally Madison's inaugural season at Breeze Stevens Field. Visit RallyMadisonFC.com and purchase your family special ticket packs today. That's RallyMadisonFC.com. Rally Madison, fun for all.
We're on the Packers.
There's more question marks now.
Because we're on Wisconsin sports.
There's just more uncertainty with this group than there was even pre-Micah last year.
Nobody covers the green and gold like 100.5 ESPN.
All right, we'll get to your text messages in a second. Here is a little bit of information from Pro Football Focus. His overall grade last season was 66.4. That ranked 41st out of 114 corners that they graded. So basically, if you take 32 as all your number one corners, he's a top quartile number two corner, which I think we agree on, right? It's not terrible.
Yeah, it seems reasonable.
Statistically, and I know some of these, like I always find the passer rating allowed curious because if you're doing your job effectively, you also don't get targeted and you don't get credit for all those. But out of, again, 114 corners, the passer rating that he allowed was 105.2, which ranked 30th among those corners. He was second among all corners in pass breakups, and he was 16th in receptions allowed. So that says to me that he's not being targeted as frequently if he had that passer rating and he was in the top 16 of corners in terms of the number of receptions he allowed. So, again, I'm not saying that he is Deion Sanders by any means, so please don't confuse me. I'm not here to defend him. I'm just trying to understand why people feel the way they feel. All right, Jesse, what do you have text-wise?
Not a lot of positives. Justin in Jacksonville texts in, the defense got a huge stop, and Nixon's 15 to 20 yards down the field, running his mouth, getting into the guy's face, and the ref throws a flag. That's the stuff I can't stand with him.
And that happened once? Twice? 3 times at Keisean? I don't know how many times that happened, but okay. I agree. Stuff like that is bad, and it would tick me off if I were a fan too.
it does feel like he's getting in people's faces a lot.
He does do that. Yeah, that is definitely his brand. Yep.
I don't know if he's always.
Yeah, but you know what? We sit here and we'll say that Matt LaFleur's teams play soft, and you can't have it both ways, guys.
Point,
and I know there's a smartness, right, to playing football, and there's a line that you push. And Mike McCarthy used to always say we can live with combative penalties. You can't live with the non-combative. So there are obviously inopportune times, and you have to understand the circumstances you're in. But if you want a football team that isn't going to get dragged out to the ocean and is going to sit there and fight and compete, you're going to have a little bit of this. And we're sitting here, who are the dogs on this team? Bullard. Are we going to be mad if Bullard gets one of these or if Edgerrin Cooper? So there are idiotic penalties, and Keisean has had a few. Was it Coop that had the real dumb one against no, that was Quay. Quay had a couple of dumb penalties where you're fighting the team doc.
Yeah.
Like, those you can't have. But if you're in somebody's face and there's a back and forth, I'm sorry, I'm not. If I want my team to play with an edge, don't do it in a playoff game, obviously. But if you're looking to set a tone, you're going to have some of these. This is the price of doing business.
Don in Mayville says something along the same lines. Nixon mostly disliked because of his stupid penalties. He's an it's about me person, not team first based on those stupid penalties.
That comes back to the kick return part, I believe.
I would agree.
More than anything else.
Ian in East Troy also texted, I think when he self-declared himself CB1, that rubbed people the wrong way. I didn't think that was necessarily the case.
People just don't forget stuff.
Not they're elephants. Yeah.
You media folk, man, you really set the tone and set the perception.
He in fairness to us,
Jason,
he said that
crazy.
Unprompted.
I'm not blaming you guys. I'm letting you know how much power that is wielded in how fans perceive players. It's the truth.
Yeah,
you're not gonna like it.
I don't. You're right. But again, I'm not writing about how he proclaimed himself CB1. If no one asked him, Keisean, do you think of yourself as CB1? And he responded. He proclaimed
but we'd be
that.
Sitting here,
I do declare.
If he said, you know what, I'm going to be a nice third corner.
Right.
You'd be like, why don't you set your expectations higher?
I agree with you. Yeah.
This is why people don't want to talk to the media. It just is. And I you could say I'm in the media, I'm an analyst, however you want to look at it. There are times where you're talking to people and they're like, you're not going to use this, right? Like, because this thing right here that Ian just put out there, it's crazy. That was 3 years ago, 2.5, 3 years ago.
It was after the 2024 season.
That is a big part of why you and everybody else, when you're talking about Keisean, had so much vitriol or negative commentary for a guy that has played way above his contract. I understand when fans are mad when someone gets a big fat payday and they stink. I get it. This is not that case. This is the opposite of that. He's actually given you great value for what you're paying him. And yet still, there's a negativity about Keisean because of some of these other things that he said and or done.
I just don't think I don't think it's deserved. Also, you and I agree that if he decided to hold out in training camp, it wouldn't do him a lick of good. And they would put Benjamin St. Juice, or they would put a 20-year-old Brandon Cisse out there and say, hey, you man, you want to hold out or hold in, fine, but we're not doing anything for you. Like, it's not going to help him, I would say. So I don't know if he's planning on doing something or not. That's obviously something that got people's attention the last time we discussed it.
You had some.
You got one more text, Jesse?
What conversations? What did you glean from your
talked to him. I have not at all talked to him. At all, period. On the record, off the record. text message, iMessage, carrier pigeon. He and I have not corresponded since I talked to him in the locker room. Look, I don't lie. You can say a lot of things about me. I don't lie. When I didn't,
you don't
what
give
got
all
me
the
in
info
trouble.
you have.
What got me in trouble
the
last time was the fact that I wouldn't lie, and I kept saying Keisean didn't tell me anything on the record. And then that's what got me in trouble. So I am telling you the truth. We have not had any contact since that day that he and I talked in the locker room after that stuff went viral thanks to Cheesehead TV.
That's fair. And I'm not going to have you – I don't want to have to play Cheesehead TV's clips of our clips again. So I'm not going to ask you anything. But
clip of the day.
If you're a betting man, which I know you're not, will Keisean Nixon be suited up practicing day one of training camp?
I don't know, but if he called me right now and said, hey, I heard you and Tausch were talking about me.
I know what your advice would be. I'm asking.
My advice would be don't do it, man. Don't do it.
No offense. I'm not uber interested in your opinion on that right now. I'm just curious. Well, I'm just being honest.
No offense. At least you said no offense first.
Do you think that he's padded up at the first padded training camp practice up at Clark Hinkle or wherever they're practicing?
July 29th. It's on Tausch's calendar to be there.
Yes.
Yep.
No, they won't be padded. They got like 4 days of assimilation or whatever they're calling it now.
When Dan Kelly is filling in for you on the show, I think Keisean's a smart guy, regardless of what other people may think. I think he is probably reading the tea leaves and saying, it's not going to do me any good, and all they're going to do is use this against me. I saw what happened to Elton Jenkins, who was just as, if not more so, deserving. And his request, like, if let's say hypothetically Keisean was holding out, he would hold out
just hypothetically, nothing you heard.
For more, yeah, very much hypothetically. He would be holding out for more money.
A lot more money.
Elton Jenkins was holding out to have money that he's already owed to just be guaranteed, so he'd know he'd be here.
Were the Packers right in not doing that for Elton?
Because he got hurt?
I'm just asking a question.
No, I think I think you'd feel a lot better about their offensive line right now if he was still on the team. And if Aaron Banks moved to right guard. I mean, again, this was one of the topics I wanted to get to with you from State of the Packers that we can do tomorrow. But is this a sign that Jagger Burton is a really good rookie draft pick, or is it a sign that they don't feel great about Belton, that they're talking about him challenging for playing time? That was one of the things we talked about during the offensive line discussion, and how basically everyone at all the positions has some level of question to them.
But you would feel better. You would feel better if Elton Jenkins had worked a new deal to get more guarantees so he would be here this year than that they signed Sean Ryan. Because Sean Ryan wouldn't be on the team if they had done what they did with Elton Jenkins.
Yeah, I don't know what Sean Ryan's market would have been. Maybe they would have gotten him still. I don't know who else was going to pay him. I don't know what other interest there was in him. I would feel better with Elton Jenkins as a guard on this team. Whether or not they would be better at center, I'm probably wrong then, because he did not play great at center. I think he's a guard. I think we found out that for all the talk about how he could be a Hall of Fame center, he's not. I think that's kind of what we learned. All right, I want to get to answering Tausch's pertinent question, which was, will Keisean Nixon still be the Packers' number one corner when Christmas arrives? But I won't answer that until Tausch tells us about Annex Wealth Management.
Well, we were just talking about life events and contracts and whatnot, and if we all have life experiences over the last couple of years, and if you have a big one, maybe it's coming up, a sale of a company, death, divorce, a health crisis, paying for college, a wedding, a graduation party that Jesse doesn't go to. Well, Annex Wealth Management has assisted clients with those life events, but planning for them is going to make all the difference. Knowing what you own, why you own it, and how much you're paying for it
Big part of smart financial planning. And Annex has an entire in-house team that works together so you can make informed decisions when life events come up. Click Get Started at annexwealth.com.
More Wilde Tausch straight ahead. Stick around.
From green and gold to red, white, and blue.
And man, he just keeps being tremendous, keeps just showing everybody that he's not just Antonio Freeman's son, that he is really Alex Freeman.
Find the full interview with Wilde and Tausch, available on the ESPN Madison YouTube channel.
Mark Tauscher here, and all summer long, you know what beverage you'll find in my hand when enjoying some time outdoors. That'll be the cool, refreshing taste of an ice-cold Coors Light. At a baseball game in Milwaukee, grilling in the backyard, out on the golf course, every experience goes from good to great with a Rocky Mountain cold Coors Light. Coors Light is brewed with a 3-step cold process, cold lagered, cold filtered, and cold packaged, so it's actually made to chill. The mountains on Coors Light's cold activated bottles and cans turn blue. That's when you know it is chilled to perfection, which besides the refreshing taste is my favorite thing about drinking Coors Light. Refreshingly cold and only 102 calories, Coors Light is made to chill. Celebrate responsibly. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
You, rah. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute.
This Badger Minute brought to you by Steinhoffels. Shop Steinhoffels America 250 sale. Save up to 30%, plus get a $250 MasterCard when you spend $2,999. Only at Steinhoffels. With this Badger Minute, I'm Jesse Nelson. The voice of the Badgers, Matt LePay, was the featured guest on the most recent episode of The Jump Around on the ESPN Madison YouTube channel. The UW Athletic Hall of Fame broadcaster sharing optimism ahead of the 2026 football season.
I will forever believe that Luke Fickell's a really good football coach. It has not worked the way anybody would want it to this point, but the record shows that he's really good at what he does, and I think he and everybody over there can look in the mirror, say, okay, I like this, we need to change this, and this, and I think they've taken steps to do that.
Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin doesn't play games, just straightforward pricing, premium quality, and trusted Pella certified installation. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Bike crash? Call Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
A strong team makes all the difference, and Everlight Solar just expanded theirs. Everlight now offers roofing and exterior services for homeowners dealing with storm damage. From the first call to the final repair, Everlight quickly handles everything under one roof. When your roof takes a hit, you've got a team behind you. Start today at everlightroofing.com. That's everlightroofing.com. Everlight, powering through any storm, a proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics.
To those who've ever dreamt of their perfect event, those dreams are worthy and they are possible. Hi, it's Jeffrey from Celebrations Entertainment. With hard work, passion, and great music, we will make your event dreams a reality. Every event is a labor of love, with one-on-one planning, customization, and flawless execution. Bringing your event to life is what we do. For a fun, memorable event, visit celebrationsentertainment.com. That's celebrationsentertainment.com.
Summer is the time to enjoy the outside. Enjoy the deck, the patio, the fire pit, the shade, the screen room, the in-ground pool. Enjoy all of it in your own backyard. Outdoor Living Unlimited is Wisconsin's top TimberTech decking installer and can deliver a design and build your next maintenance-free deck with a custom screen room and automated pergola. To get started, stop by Outdoor Living Unlimited's amazing Madison showroom and visit OutdoorLivingUnlimited.com. Let's build that new backyard with Outdoor Living Unlimited.
ESPN Madison and Zimbrick Honda are celebrating the area's best high school sports stories with the Game Changers of the Month. Follow ESPN Madison on social media to see the teams recognized for making a positive impact in the community. It's the Game Changers of the Month, presented by Zimbrick Honda.
Mark Tauscher here for Buckin' Honeys. Summer in Wisconsin is too good to spend indoors. And whether you're meeting the crew after work, grabbing dinner before the game, or just looking for a great patio spot, Buckin' Honeys has you covered. Their spacious patios are the perfect place to enjoy award-winning dishes, craft cocktails, and an easygoing atmosphere. Visit their locations in Sun Prairie, Monona, Waunakee, or Mount Horeb. Grab your people, find a spot on the patio, and make the most of summer at Buckin' Honeys. We'll see you there.
We're on the Packers.
There's more question marks now.
Because we're on Wisconsin sports.
There's just more uncertainty with this group than there was even pre-Micah last year.
Nobody covers the green and gold like 100.5 ESPN.
We'll get to the 11 o'clock hour forthwith. But first, I owe Tausch an answer. I'd like an answer to the question, Judge. I do believe Keisean Nixon will still be, barring injury, their number one corner at Christmas time. I think he will be their number one corner throughout the season, and then they will move on from him after the season. And they will draft more, maybe not a Ron Wolf style three picks in the first 3 rounds on the same position, but I think Goody will continue to remake that position. I don't know what kind of season Carrington Valentine, who is also in a contract year, and by the way, has had some good moments. Again, is tackling some pretty high-profile missed tackles, but I think he's not in your class or Donald Driver's class or Adam Timmerman's class. Maybe not quite to Rasheed Walker's level, although Rasheed Walker did not have a very good playoff game either. But he's another one of those 7th-round picks who far outkicked his coverage, right? I mean, he started a hell of a lot of games for these guys. I don't know what Benjamin St-Juste is. I have a portion of the Packers fan base that is very much St-Juste fans, and they like to point out that he was the number 1 rated corner in zone coverage in the NFL last season.
Okay.
And he played 35% of the Los Angeles Chargers defensive snaps. So I don't know.
Guy.
Would he have a 35? Would he be, the top rated one if he played 85% of the snaps instead of 35% of the snaps? I don't know. I didn't see him a lot. He missed some time during the offseason program when we were there. So we didn't get a good look at him very much either. So I don't know what he is. But we were told that other than blocking reporters from talking to Keisean Nixon, that Nate Hobbs was going to be a good corner for these guys, and they paid him accordingly. Benjamin St-Juste got a hell of a lot less money than they gave to Nate Hobbs. So his market certainly wasn't significant, so I don't know what to expect from him. Look, Brandon Cissay's a 2nd-round pick. He's 20 years old. We have a guy who was 20 years old and started a Super Bowl on our show every Wednesday, and Brian Balaga. Could Cissay be that guy right away as a young guy? Yes. Based on what scouts said about him coming into the draft before the Packers picked him, it was like, he's a really nice player. He's fast. He's got all these good qualities, but he's largely inexperienced, and he's young, and he might not be ready to be a starter day one. We'll have to wait and see. But based on what I know today, on June 29th, exactly 1 month from the first practice, I have no reason to think Keisean won't still be their number 1 corner if he's healthy on December 25th when they play the Bears in Chicago. Do you agree with me or disagree with me? Because you posed the question.
I think there's the hope that Cissay is, picking up steam and growing, and it could be a guy that they really want to see take over that role. And that's why I asked it, because I don't think there's anyone on this roster prior to that pick. And knowing now they don't know a ton about St-Juste other than what they've seen, and he's a low snap count guy. They're not paying him like he's going to overtake. So I think if Goody has his way, you will see Cissay get there by the end of the season. I don't know if there'll be a formal declaration, but I think you'd see if he really starts playing good football, all of a sudden those number 1 wideouts, you see old Cissay going over there. But the odds would tell me Keisean will be, unless he gets hurt, he will be the number 1 corner throughout the season.
Yeah. Well, we agree on that. We will see if that ends up being the case. But to your point, I think that they would love for Cissay to be playing extensively because he's so good, not having to play because the other guys haven't played well. That's what their ideal would be, obviously. Again, before we move on and get to the 11 o'clock hour, what is your opinion of Carrington Valentine? Because he's in a contract year, And
Gotta
he's definitely,
better.
it doesn't appear he's getting extended. He's got to tackle better. You and I agree on that. But is he a decent player?
I think if you're not a willing tackler, and obviously, coverage-wise, I think he's done some good things, but he has to be better. Yeah. He's going to have to be a lot more physical. He's going to have to bring that. And if that doesn't get better, you're right. He's not going to see his second contract.
All right, we'll get to the 11 o'clock hour. But first, I need to tell you about Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all. David and his team, I was watching the Brewers game. I saw him smiling, talking at one point about the history of their firm. They've done this for 4 decades. They are the ones who know what they're doing better than anyone else. So if you have to make that call, and God, I hope you don't, but if you do, why would you call anyone else? They've got the track record, they've got the lawyers, they've got the experience, and they've got your back. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all. 414-276-6666. 414-276-6666. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all. More Wilde and Tausch straight ahead. Stick around.
Don't go anywhere. Another hour of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Mark Tauscher here, and take it from me, the best game nights start with pizza. Try the new crispy Parm Pan Pizza, featuring crispy baked Parmesan on the crust for a golden cheesy crunch in every bite. For a limited time, get a medium one-topping crispy Parm Pan for just $10, or make it a large for just $3 more. Order online at pizzahut.com or download the Pizza Hut app to order and find more great deals. The new crispy Parm Pan Pizza, available now at Pizza Hut. And remember, no one out-pizzas the Hut.
This is Derek Engler. You're listening to a Good Karma Brands radio station, 100.5 ESPN WTLX Monona, Madison.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio, this is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
Good morning, Madison and streamers everywhere. I'm Jesse Nelson. Sports Center brought to you by Ridgetop Exteriors, Wisconsin's premier roofing, siding, and window contractor since 2002. Visit them at ridgetopexteriors.com. The Milwaukee Brewers dropped 2 of 3 over the weekend to the rival Chicago Cubs at American Family Field. That included a 4-3 loss in 10 innings on Sunday afternoon. Brewers had a lot of chances with runners in scoring position to potentially win that game before it even got to the 10th inning. Nonetheless, the Brewers still 5.5 games up on the Chicago Cubs in the NL Central standings after this weekend's series. The Brewers back in action tonight, hosting the Cincinnati Reds for the first of a 4-game set at American Family Field. 6:40 first pitch tonight. Pre-game coverage starts just after 6 o'clock following Molly and Jim right here on Madison's home of the Brewers, 100.5 ESPN. It is the literal midpoint of the 2026 MLB regular season. The Brewers 81 games into this season with a record of 50-31. Friday night winning their 50th game, the fastest in franchise history they've ever reached the 50-win mark in a given season. Wilde and Tausch continues next.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com. 3-time Wisconsin Sports Writer of the Year, Jason Wilde.
Joining us now is the Green Bay Packers' new head coach, Matt LaFleur, on Wilde and Tausch.
Packers Hall of Famer Mark Tauscher.
Matt LaFleur, Matt Nagy, and Matt Patricia. Who is the most famous non-NFC North head coach not named Matt? No, I'm sorry.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio at ESPN Madison.
Who is the most famous non-NFC North head coach named Matt? Matt Damon, Matt Ryan, somebody else.
And celebrating 10 great years on ESPN Wisconsin.
Can you repeat that question?
Sorry.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
The 11 o'clock hour of Wilde and Tausch begins now. I did mention to Matt LaFleur when I finally got to talk to him on Friday that I have to listen to that train wreck of a question every single day now as we celebrate our 10th anniversary. And he said to pass along to you guys as well, happy 10th anniversary from the ball coach. Which I thought was nice of him to say. Man, that's a painful thing to listen to every day.
Would he like to record a message for you guys and then send that to me, and then I can use that as part of our
I think this will probably cover it.
Yeah.
Maybe he'd like to come to our get-together, though.
That'd be nice. Oh.
Okay, we'll extend the invitation for that part. We need to play trivia coming up, but I missed this over the weekend, and then I had multiple people send it to me because I had poo-pooed this idea. And I'll be honest, I'm not going to stop poo-pooing it until it actually happens because I don't love the phraseology of this tweet that was sent to me. A league executive told Jason La Canfora, who I don't know where he is now. He's not at CBS anymore. I don't know where Jason is plying his insider trade at the moment. A league executive told Jason La Canfora they have a hunch, quote, hunch, that defensive end Jadeveon Clowney will end up signing with the Packers. He had 8.5 sacks last year for the Cowboys. I am not saying that he would not contribute to the Green Bay Packers. But I will reiterate what I said previously, which is I can explain away the trade for Zaire Franklin and the signing of Javon Hargrave going against the line of demarcation that Goody claims doesn't exist, because those were both positions where he needed to do something. I don't believe that Goody looks at edge rusher as it is currently constituted with Lucas Van Ness, who got the fifth-year option, with 2 draft picks from last year, another one from this year, and a guy that everyone seems to forget about in Brenton Cox, who, when he plays, has been very productive on a limited snap count basis. I don't think Goody, unless he has really gone far afield from what we think is his brand, Tausch, is going to be adding Jadeveon Clowney. But again, if a league executive has a hunch, well, we'll see if that hunch turns out to be accurate. Where do you stand on this Jadeveon Clowney idea?
Wouldn't, if you were going to do this, and again, I think we were both surprised with Hargraves, very surprised with Franklin, because that's just not how Goody typically operates. But they also were very clear that they were missing something last year, that some things weren't good enough in that locker room. And you can't just sit there and you can have a philosophy on things until it continually isn't working. And I think the overarching thing that the Green Bay Packers do is very smart, but to just be rigid and not have flexibility and say, well, everybody over 30 is a certain, well, no, there's been plenty of players that have had good runs when they've been 31, 32. You don't want to live that way, but you can sprinkle and have it in 1 year thing. And with the fact that Micah Parsons and his brother said he's out for half the season, I still will be shocked if he's not doing something by that Cowboys-Bears game, in that mix where he's limited but playing at some point. But if not, why wouldn't you? If you still think Jadeveon Clowney can give you production, you said 8.5 sacks. Did I hear that right?
He did. He had 8.5 sacks last season. Now let me add,
that's more than Rashawn Gary.
Correct. So he played 5 seasons in Houston, during which he recorded 66.5 sacks in 5 seasons. So he averaged, over those 5 seasons, no, I'm sorry, that's his career. Let me reset. In 5 seasons in Houston, he had 29 sacks. That's not great. He is obviously a name we all recognize ever since he hit that Michigan running back and his helmet flew off, right? When he was still at South Carolina.
Great play.
Michigan game, yep.
Number 1 overall pick. In 12 NFL seasons, he has 66.5 sacks. Since leaving Houston, here are his sack numbers, and he played double-digit games in all of these seasons except one. 2019 in Seattle, he had 3 sacks. 2020 in Tennessee, 0. 2021 in Cleveland, 9.
COVID doesn't count, though. COVID year didn't count.
That's what I've been told.
Very clear about that.
2022 in Cleveland, 2. 2023 in Baltimore, 9.5. 2024 in Carolina, 5.5. 2025 in Dallas, 8.5. So he's been far more productive the last 3 years than he was in the previous 4 years combined.
I think it's, again, everything comes down to fit and money. Like, the money is going to be everything in this case. If you could get Jadeveon Clowney and that production, and you throw a little sprinkle at it and you have some incentives, I don't know why Green Bay wouldn't entertain it, because while we can all be excited about Sorrell and Van Ness and we can have excitement about young players, this isn't going to stunt any of the growth. He ain't going to do anything in training camp. You don't sign him now. This would be, if these guys don't have good camps, you look at Clowney in late August, early September to buffer some of this non-Micah game.
If he's still available, right? I mean, Baltimore could sign him back. He was really productive in Baltimore a couple years ago. Again, I don't believe that Goody has undergone such a transformation that he has abandoned his belief that you let young guys go through growing pains and then they come out the other side during the second half of the season as really good players, right? I think that is one of his core tenets. And whether it's the dentist, deny Dennis Sutton, or Baron Sorrell, who I think they are excited about his potential, or Colin Oliver, who didn't do a whole lot during the offseason program. He's dealing with another undisclosed injury issue. Or Brenton Cox, or Lucas Van Ness. I think they probably, to your point, want to see what they have, which makes me think they wouldn't sign him very quickly. But you're right. It's possible that they get to the end of camp and there's some injuries, and it doesn't look like Colin Oliver is going to be in the mix, or whatever ends up playing out a month from now, and then a month after that, maybe. But again, I don't believe that these two signings, or these acquisitions, I should say, of Zaire Franklin and of Javon Hargrave indicate that Goody has abandoned altogether what he believes is one of his core principles. But if you need another pass rusher, you need another pass rusher.
I think you could say that all the way through, but there have been moves that have been made that are against that, and that makes you wonder how stringent are those rules? Mm-hmm. Because you joked with him, and he mentioned the 1.5 players, get a second all of those things that there's no doubt he wants to be a young football team. But you know what he really wants is a championship.
Yeah.
And I think there's part of him that is now seeing we don't have to change completely what we do, but maybe tinkering and throwing a little bit of veteran leadership in a locker room that maybe could have used it when you lose a Micah Parsons last year and we didn't have any answers. Maybe that is the road that he's going down, and he's a few lessons learned throughout that process.
And
maybe.
To your point about the 1.5 players per draft class who get second contracts, the 2022 class has 3 and could have a 4th in Devonte Wyatt if they sign him to an extension after or during his 5th-year option year. Christian Watson, Sean Ryan, and Zach Tom all got long-term extensions now. So that would be against that principle as well. By the way, the 2023 class, those who might be under consideration or already have their extension. Lucas Van Ness, Luke Musgrave, no. Jaden Reed already has his. Tucker Kraft soon will have his. Carl Brooks is still on the roster, and Carrington Valentine is still on the roster. So those guys would be eligible to be the next guys. But if they just sign one, which would be Tucker Kraft, that would give them 2 from that class, which would be more than they have done in the past as well. All right, we need to play some trivia. Jesse, what is today's category, and what caller would you like?
It's a Monday, and it is the Sports Weekend Recap. Recapping a busy sports weekend. Let's go caller 10 for the 10 innings that the Brewers played yesterday.
Caller 10 right now, 844-770-3776, 844-770-3776. We will play trivia with caller number 10 after Tausch tells us about our shared love for UW Credit Union.
And for every stage of life, UW Credit Union is here forever. You proudly serving Wisconsin for over 90 years. They're going to help you reach your financial goals. And you know what? Ready to give the stiff arm? Well, UW Credit Union can help. No monthly fees, overdrafts, never going to cost you more than $5. You're going to save members over $12 million per year. Join today at uwcu.org, insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions do apply.
Trivia's next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call today, 855-PELLA-WI, and online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Mark Tauscher here for Chalmers Jewelers. I've been a big fan of Scott, Garrett, and the whole team at Chalmers Jewelers for years now. I go there, my friends go there, and most importantly, my wife loves it whenever I get her something from Chalmers Jewelers. It's my go-to spot for birthdays, anniversaries, and any special occasion. For quality jewelry and a great experience, choose Chalmers Jewelers, the place to go for that perfect gift. Stop at Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton and Madison.
Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton
and Madison.
ESPN Wisconsin celebrates Wilde and Tausch's 10-year anniversary, presented by Steinhoffels.
Our very first guest, Aaron Rodgers. Give us an over-under on what number would you set for how many shows we do together?
Daily, 52 weeks a year. I'm going to say you do about 230.
Wilde and Tausch's 10th anniversary is also brought to you by Sendix, by Outdoor Living Unlimited, by Gruber Law Offices, and by Events by Design.
Creating lasting impressions every season, every day. That's the Olson Toon landscaping difference. Since 1997, Olson Toon has been transforming outdoor spaces across Dane County. From landscaping and concrete to excavation and maintenance, they're your one team for everything outdoors, keeping your property looking its best year-round. With experienced professionals and a collaborative approach, every project is built around your vision. Ready to elevate your space? Let's get started. Head to olsontoon.com today.
Life moves fast. Your car should move with it. At Zimbrick Chevrolet, they've got a vehicle and payment options that fit every stage of your journey. Just graduated? Start smart in a Chevy Trax. Stylish, efficient, and budget-friendly. Growing your family? The Equinox gives you the space and versatility you need. And when life gets even bigger, the Traverse or Tahoe is ready for it all. Kids, carpools, and road trips. Visit them today in Sun Prairie or online at ZimbrickChevrolet.com. Zimbrick Chevrolet, the name you can trust.
The Exteriors Company, built for Wisconsin, backed by expertise. From our family to yours, roofing, window, siding, gutters, and doors. Your solution-based company, community strong, and service that will please. Get a free estimate today. The Exteriors Company, built for Wisconsin, backed by expertise.
This update sponsored by UW Credit Union. For every stage of life, UW Credit Union is here for every you. Delta Dental is proud to sponsor Family Sundays at Health Fairfield. Play catch on the field on Sundays from 10:30 a.m. to 1 p.m. prior to the Brewers' regular season home games. Admission is free. Join UW Credit Union at uwcu.org. Insured by NCUA.
Sports are changing. Faster, stronger, smarter. So should your beer. Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer. 2.6 carbs, 95 calories, crisp and refreshing, no extra baggage, built for people who go hard. Still drinking the same old light beer? You're stuck. Flight is changing the game. Level up. Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer. Wisconsin, are you keeping up? DJ Yingling & Son, Pottsville, PA. Enjoy responsibly.
Join me, Erin Ranum, your 2026 Dane County Fairest of the Fair at the Dane County Fair at the Alliant Energy Center July 16th through the 19th. Looking for great summer entertainment? The Dane County Fair has something for everyone with Lost in a Name on Thursday, Caledon and Cornfield Keg Party on Friday, the Prince Experience on Saturday, and La Movida Day on Sunday. Plus, catch twin stunts and Wisconsin's own motorcycle stunt twins every day. I hope to see you there July 16th through the 19th. For more information, visit DaneCountyFair.com.
Wilde and Tausch on 100.5 ESPN is brought to you by Everlight Solar. Save money, save the planet. Everlight Solar.
Jesse has just brought to my attention that there will only be 4 contestants this week. Because of the holiday. So it's a good week to play trivia.
We call that an odds boost.
Indeed. Presented by Cousin Subs and Vortex Golf.
Our button is not working. Wilde and Tausch Trivia is brought to you by Iron Jock and by Vortex Golf and Cousin Subs, and I forget who. We'll fix this at the end.
Hard Rock Casino Rockford and UW Credit Union and Sendix.
Why isn't our button working?
I don't know. By the way, we did like semi-legit grocery shopping at Sendix because we were coming back from Summerfest. The one off of the I-43 on Mequon Road. Ugh. If you have not experienced the Sendix, it is you need to do it. It's good advice. You also need to experience trivia, regardless of Jesse's glitchy issues. And Bill in New Berlin will do so now. Bill, good morning. Sorry for the ragged start to your appearance. How you doing today?
Good. How are you guys?
Super. Good. Now that we can
better.
Hear you, and Jesse's still struggling.
Yeah.
All right. Question 1. While Jesse tries to figure out what the hell's going on over there. Question number 1 is this from the Sports Weekend Recap category. Which nation won its first knockout stage game in FIFA World Cup history with a dramatic goal in extra time on Sunday afternoon? Was that nation Canada, South Africa, or I'll pick this last answer incorrectly just to see if Tausch can explain the overtime rules of the knockout round at the World Cup?
I'm tempted by C, but it's Canada, I believe.
It is the Canadiens. Jesse, explain overtime while you're trying to fix your button.
Well, as we learned yesterday, in the event of a tie after the conclusion of extra time at the World Cup in the knockout round, 2 15-minute sessions will be played in overtime. They take a break, flip the field after 15 minutes. They will play the full 30 minutes.
Yeah, it's not sudden victory.
Even if another team scores and it's 2-1 or 1-0, they will continue to play out the entire 30 minutes, including any extra time added. Just so you know, Tausch. And if they're still tied after 30 minutes, then we go to penalty kicks.
Yeah, I have not changed my tune, but I will be fully on the bandwagon if the U.S. wins the next 2. I will be completely embracing.
But not if not 16 is not enough for you.
Nope.
Round of 32, you're not interested. The round of 16, you're still not interested. Round of 8.
That is correct.
Okay. Even with your old teammate's kid playing on the team. By the way,
I'm pulling for America, and I want us to win.
Of course.
But I don't want to be phony. I don't want to be a fake. I don't want to be a fakeo. I'm going to embrace I'll embrace it when this is a made up round. I mean, this is all made up. This never existed. So Canada got a win for the first time ever, but it never existed before this.
Yeah. Very true.
I like having 32 in the tournament. Then you get to fill out a bracket. It feels more NCAA tournament.
Yeah, we need to go to
better.
They need to get to 64. We need more.
All right, Bill, question 2.
Let's give orange slices and participation trophies for everything. This is the gymnastification of FIFA, is what this is.
Bill, question 2. Which of these MLB series this weekend had a game broadcast featured on both ABC and NBC? Was it Dodgers-Padres, Yankees-Red Sox, or Phillies-Mets?
Oh, boy. Let's just guess Yankees-Red Sox.
Yeah, that's what I would have guessed, too. And you would be right. Jesse, who cares what channels they were on?
Well, we did a whole thing on Apple TV Plus. On
Jesse
Friday.
is obsessed with this stuff. He loves you are obsessed with it.
On the one hand, you got the Brewers, who are on a streaming service every weekend, at least once for the next 4 weeks. And you got the Yankees and the Red Sox playing on basic over-the-air television twice in one weekend.
I agree. I don't know.
Well, maybe next time. Maybe next time you play Bill.
Jason, when you take some time off, I'm going to have Bill substitute. He's just a great. I like Bill. I want Bill as a sub.
There you go. I appreciate that, man. I used to be into broadcasting back in my day.
I could tell.
Fill in.
I can tell you got the chops. I can tell you got the chops.
Bill, Bill, all I have to say to you is, as Liam Neeson says in Taken, even though he doesn't really say it, good luck. Good luck with question 3 as well, because question 3, you have a chance to sweep here. Which of these nations, which has advanced to the knockout round of the FIFA World Cup, we're back to that, is abbreviated COD on the graphics and scoreboards throughout the tournament? Cash on demand, COD. Is anything COD anymore?
Call of Duty.
That too. I showed my age there. COD, is that Colombia, Congo, or the Ivory Coast? Now this one I knew.
For some reason, I think it's like Democratic Republic of Congo. So I don't think it's that. I'll go with Colombia. I don't know.
You should have. You were onto something there. It is indeed Congo.
Man.
Oh, the Congo.
I knew Congo was a weird one, but I didn't think that was it. So I don't know. Yeah, I should have known that one.
Has that? All right. So now in the last 30 seconds. Bill has gotten the question wrong, but also admitted he should have gotten it right. Does that improve or decrease his likelihood of being a cousin sub with you later in the month?
I don't have control with that, so I'm on board with Bill as a cousin sub, but that's an Ashy decision. So you have to win Ashy over.
Bill will discuss
that.
We'll discuss our payment plans with you at another time. What we can tell you is you got 2 out of 3 right, which means you've got 3 of the possible 4 entries into Friday's, or Thursday's, I should say, drawing for the prize pack, which is presented, Jesse, by Cousin Sub and Vortex Golf. Bill, thanks for playing, buddy. We appreciate you.
Appreciate it, guys. Thanks. Take care.
Wilde and Tausch Trivia is presented by Vortex Golf, rangefinders you can bet on, and by Cousin Subs. Have a grad to celebrate? Purchase $30 in Cousin Subs gift cards and receive a free 7.5-inch sub. Cousin Subs, they believe in better.
Jesse, well done. Better late than never.
There he is. Found him.
We will find Woe Nelly. Next, it's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, driven by Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie on 100.5 ESPN. See their full inventory at ZimbrickChevrolet.com.
Mark Tauscher here, and all summer long, you know what beverage you'll find in my hand when enjoying some time outdoors. That'll be the cool, refreshing taste of an ice-cold Coors Light. At a baseball game in Milwaukee, grilling in the backyard, out on the golf course, every experience goes from good to great with a Rocky Mountain cold Coors Light. Coors Light is brewed with a 3-step cold process, cold lagered, cold filtered, and cold packaged, so it's actually made to chill. The mountains on Coors Light's cold-activated bottles and cans turn blue. That's when you know it is chilled to perfection, which besides the refreshing taste is my favorite thing about drinking Coors Light. Refreshingly cold and only 102 calories, Coors Light is made to chill. Celebrate responsibly. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
You're listening to 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Summer is the time to enjoy the outside. Enjoy the deck, the patio, the fire pit, the shade, the screen room, the in-ground pool. Enjoy all of it in your own backyard. Outdoor Living Unlimited is Wisconsin's top TimberTech decking installer and can deliver a design and build your next maintenance-free deck with a custom screen room and automated pergola. To get started, stop by Outdoor Living Unlimited's amazing Madison showroom and visit OutdoorLivingUnlimited.com. Let's build that new backyard with Outdoor Living Unlimited.
Here's the thing. Buying jewelry should feel good. Not rushed, not pressured, and definitely not final if it's not right. That's why at Condon Jewelers you can exchange your purchase so you actually end up with what you really want. And when it comes to value, Condon Jewelers offers some of the best prices in the area without sacrificing quality, service, or trust. So whether you're celebrating a big moment or just treating yourself, you can shop confidently knowing they've got your back. Condon Jewelers, the jeweler on the east side, the jeweler on your side.
Shopping for new windows and doors shouldn't feel like a negotiation. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin doesn't believe in games. They never inflate pricing, and there's no high-pressure sales pitch. Just premium windows and doors built for long-term comfort, beauty, and peace of mind. Buy direct through Pella, and one trusted team handles everything with Pella certified installers every step of the way. Real pricing, premium quality, no games. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Schedule your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com.
Imagine the peace of mind knowing your home or business is safe 24/7. I'm Jeffrey Beckman, president of J&K Security Solutions, and we provide security you can trust. Serving Madison and southern Wisconsin, J&K Security Solutions offers state-of-the-art home and business security systems tailored to your needs. From video surveillance to home and business automation, to find out how J&K Security can help secure what matters most in your life, visit jksecurity.com.
The News 3 Now First Warn Weather Team is certified for delivering the most accurate forecast in the entire state of Wisconsin. Morning meteorologist Savannah Brito.
When you're making plans, the weather often has other plans.
Evening meteorologist Blaze Keller.
At home, at work, or on the go, when we know, you'll know.
Chief meteorologist Alex Harrington.
Our team has the experience you can count on and the accuracy you can trust.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather, keeping you ahead of the storms.
Prizes, flyaways, even cash money. You want it? We've got it. Find a list of all contests and official rules by visiting ESPNWisconsinContests.com.
That's ESPNWisconsinContests.com.
What life events have you experienced over the past couple of years? Well, maybe one is coming up. The sale of a company, death, divorce, a health crisis, or helping to pay for college or a wedding. Well, Annex Wealth Management has assisted clients with life events, but planning for them can make all the difference. Knowing what you own, why you own it, and how much you're paying for it is a big part of smart financial planning. Annex has an entire in-house team that works together so you can make informed decisions when life events come up. Click Get Started at AnnexWealth.com.
This is our crew.
It is way back. It is going to be gone. And another pitching change from Craig Counsell that goes down the toilet.
This is 100.5 ESPN, Madison's home of the Brewers.
I know it probably feels as if we already did Whoa Nelly, because so much of the program early was devoted to Jesse. But it was good quality content Let's see if he can deliver some more during Whoa Nelly.
If the topic is good, the guys discuss.
Just the other morning I had breakfast at Tracy Rocker's house. His mama brought out 15 flapjacks. He said, Mama, take back 5 of them flapjacks. I gotta stay hungry for the Crimson Tide.
But if it's not, the show must go on. It's time for
Whoa Nelly
on Wilde and Tausch.
This soccer update brought to you by Discount Liquor. Stop by their Milwaukee or Waukesha locations for all your tailgating needs. A triple header of the knockout round today in the big soccer tournament. Brazil, Japan at noon, coming up here just a little bit. That's followed by Germany and Paraguay, and then Netherlands, Morocco, rounding out your 3 matches on the docket today. Tausch, over under 1.5 minutes of you consuming any of those 3 matches.
Under for today. I might tune in. When is the U.S. play?
Wednesday night against Bosnia-Herzegovina.
Oh, and they play at night.
Right, and they play
7 o'clock Central.
Bosnia's best player is a Milwaukee kid.
Yeah, you should watch that one.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
All right, I'll tune in.
The Milwaukee Messi.
Milwaukee Messi.
Yeah,
it's a fun name.
It's fun.
Yeah, go USA. I'm just gonna say go USA. I'm not going to be fake about it.
It's a bold stance.
Whoa, Nelly!
Yeah, I will probably have it on. I had it on the other day. Who did Colombia face in their last game with Cristiano Ronaldo? I had that game on. I've had a few others on. It is a great replacement for Law and Order to have on while I'm doing some work, including writing an Antonio Freeman, Alex Freeman story for channel3000.com that'll hopefully be posted later today based on our conversation with Free. We're going to see if we can get that clip on the news. That's my goal for today because he was good on the show.
Nice.
Yeah.
Whoa, Nelly!
Triple dip.
That's exactly right.
Would you like me to ask about using the bathroom, or would you like to tackle 2 controversial topics in sports?
Controversial.
The bathroom is not controversial?
You talk way too much about your habits.
I didn't even say anything about the bathroom last week. You implied correctly that I was.
You talked about
implying
reading Jason's work while you were taking huge dumps. That's what happened.
I'm sorry I missed that.
Whoa,
That's what
Nelly!
you said. I didn't say it. You did.
I said I was consuming the Jim Ozarski Bucks article where most people read articles, and I ran out of time to finish reading it.
Because you took
Let's
care
get
of
to
your business.
controversy. We need some controversy. No, why do you ask that, Jason?
All right, controversy time.
I didn't ask it.
No, you just said, did you finish your business? You just
No,
asked.
I said, he said he ran out of time. I said, because you finished your business. I mean, he could have still sat there, I suppose.
Whoa, Nelly!
Oh,
Controversial time.
You brought this
Where's
up.
Bill?
I wasn't even on the
I
show
didn't
for
bring
this.
anything up. No.
Whoa, Nelly!
All right.
Should the UFL allow Brendan Sorsby to become the face of the league since no other football league will let him play?
Not if they want the NFL to still be a partner of theirs.
No, the UFL should let him play. That's how if you want to be a renegade league, be a renegade. Yeah. Go for it. I wouldn't if I was Sorsby, I wouldn't do it. But if I was the UFL, absolutely you should do it.
They could even let him play for the Arlington Renegades near Texas
That's a good
Tech.
one.
Oh.
Yep.
Is he? What other options does? So Tausch, what would you tell him to do if the UFL said no?
Don't gamble.
We don't.
I would say
that's
don't
good
gamble.
advice. Yes, should have told Malik Beasley that as well. All right, the UFL says no. We value our partnership as the kind of unofficial minor league for the NFL. We're not going to take him either. What do you tell him to do then? Because he's a man without a country and without a football team.
Find somebody that'll let you play.
The Omaha
AFL,
Beef.
Arena football?
Arena football. I don't know, has like Division II and 1AA and Division III not allowed him to play?
Yeah, I don't know what.
I think NCAA eligibility that covers all NCAA.
But you don't know that for sure.
I don't believe he could go to UW Stout and enroll to play quarterback for the coming season, because that's still the NCAA.
Correct. I would agree.
You might be right. I might be crazy.
But it just might be a lunatic we're looking for. Whoa, Nelly.
Whoa, Nelly! More controversy. Is it the right call for the Buffalo Bills to not recognize O.J. Simpson, among other franchise legends, in their new stadium?
Yes, it is the right call.
Jason?
Yeah.
You guys suck at the controversial hour.
Yes, it is, as he was found liable in a civil court for the deaths of his ex-wife and Ronald Goldman. So, yes, I think it's the right call. He is still in the Pro Football Hall of Fame, though, right? They didn't kick him out?
I didn't know he was in the Pro Football Hall of Fame.
Yeah, he was inducted long before, allegedly,
Just wait. The question I have here is: did Buffalo? He was retired. His number was retired.
He was previously. So I guess they have like their version of the Ring of Honor in the stadium, and then outside the stadium they have another Legends Monument kind of thing. He was included in the previous one. At the monument, at the new one, he is not going to be included among the other Bills legends.
They did not take it down.
Correct. It was a controversy that it was left up for all that time.
This is the kind of setup that I would have loved to get me thinking, because the easy answer here
clearly
is
your fault.
Well, is this not more thought-provoking?
Yes, no doubt it is.
They had been, what's the word I'm looking for?
You can disagree with, and we saw the documentaries, you could disagree and say that he was guilty, but a jury of his peers ruled that he was not. And even though I don't believe that's true, doesn't matter what I believe. And if you didn't feel like you should strip him of all of that in the 2000s and all the way to 2026, and now you build a new stadium, I think you need to have a conversation about it. Why didn't you? And then why aren't you now?
I don't have an answer as I am reading through this piece why they did not remove him from their previous celebratory whatever it was, Wall of Honor, Walk of Fame, whatever it was. This gives them the opportunity to just not, with their new building, start. But I think Jesse has brought up, well done, Jesse, better late than never, an interesting point as to why they wouldn't have done it previously at their old place. He spent 9 of his 11 seasons in the NFL with the Buffalo Bills, and yes, he entered the
Did
Pro
I
Football
miss
Hall of Fame.
Jesse's point? Why it wasn't?
No, he brought up the fact that they didn't. That was what intrigued you so much. That they didn't at the old stadium.
If they didn't do it then, why would they do it now?
It's because now it's a fresh start, and they realize they probably should have taken it down to begin with.
It's a convenient time to say, let's just not include him in this. We're on to a new chapter.
I love the quote, though, from the guy from the Bills who said, he's not a fit. He doesn't fit what we're doing. Yeah,
That's
okay,
definitely
fair.
That's definitely a quote.
Indeed. All right. Jesse, got anything else?
And if he doesn't fit...
Whoa, Nelly! That's terrible. Wow. Well played, though. All right, we'll wrap things up next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
The Miz is bringing the heat.
Mizorowski at the belt, kicks and deals. Struck him out swinging. Blew him away with a fastball at 103. Miz gets out of it.
This is 100.5 ESPN, Madison's home of the Brewers.
Mark Tauscher here for Pizza Hut. Now, you know I've loved Pizza Hut going back to the days when I was a kid participating in their legendary Book It program. I loved it then, and I love enjoying Pizza Hut, making new memories with my family today. Say hello to Pizza Hut's new crispy Parm Pan Pizza. It's the original pan crust you love with a crispy golden Parmesan edge baked right into the crust. Try it today. Get a medium one-topping crispy Parm pan pizza for just $10. Or make it a large for only $3 more. Limited time offer, additional charges for extra cheese, toppings, and recipes. Order online at pizzahut.com or download the Pizza Hut app to get this and a bunch of other great deals as well. The newest Hut crust is Pizza Hut's Crispy Parm Pan. Order today at pizzahut.com, and remember, no one out-pizzas the Hut.
You, rah. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute.
This Badger Minute brought to you by the ESPN Wisconsin app. Your state, your teams, your ESPN. Available in the Apple and Android app stores. Download the ESPN Wisconsin app today. With this Badger Minute, I'm Jesse Nelson. The voice of the Badgers, Matt LePay, was the featured guest on the most recent episode of The Jump Around on the ESPN Madison YouTube channel. The UW Athletic Hall of Fame broadcaster sharing optimism ahead of the 2026 football season.
I will forever believe that Luke Fickell's a really good football coach. It has not worked the way anybody would want it to this point, but the record shows that he's really good at what he does, and I think he and everybody over there can look in the mirror, say, okay, I like this, we need to change this, and this, and I think they've taken steps to do that.
Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin doesn't play games, just straightforward pricing, premium quality, and trusted Pella certified installation. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Brian Butch here. From high school All-American to Division I to the pros, I've spent a lifetime putting in the work. And this 4th of July, Iron Jock is celebrating with one of our biggest deals of the summer. From June 25th through July 6th, get 40% off all Iron Jock gear with a minimum purchase of $50 using code ESPN40. Excludes clearance and gift cards. Whether you're training, traveling, grilling out, or just staying active this summer, Iron Jock gear is built to keep up. Our products are moisture wicking, anti-static, built for performance, built to last, built in Wisconsin. Jump now at ironjock.com.
Life's better with American Family Insurance because we know you love working weekends. If it means working on your dream home, both inside and out. And we're here to help protect those dreams so you can enjoy peace of mind. Save up to 40% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on where you purchase insurance and by state. Some exclusions apply. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Vortex Golf makes rangefinders for serious golfers who need an accurate number every time. With 3 options, the Blade, Blade Slope, and Anarch, there's a Vortex rangefinder that fits your game. Crystal clear optics and features like image stabilization keep you steady in big moments. Plus, every Vortex Golf product is backed by a no-questions-asked lifetime warranty. If you're looking for an accurate number every time, Vortex Golf belongs on your bag. Grab yours and everything you need for golf season in Wisconsin at Shields.com.
Mike, what's one of the most important questions people should be asking about metal roofing?
It should be who's doing the installation. It takes focus, precision, and technical experience. We'll answer all your questions.
After all, we are masters of metal roofing.
I'm Mike.
And Mary Sweda. Enjoy the long-lasting architectural strength and beauty of a Sweda metal roof.
SWITA metalroofing.com.
Sweda Metal Roofing, the last roof you'll ever need.
Hi, I'm Dr. Joseph Henningsen with Stoughton Health Ortho Team Clinic. I specialize in joint pain and joint pain surgery, specifically hip and knee replacement, including second-time surgery for hip and knee replacement.
Learn more at orthoteam.com.
Baseball has never seen a pitcher like The Miz.
The 105.5 in the first inning was record-setting. He is baseball's Chuck Yeager, right? He's just going to keep on breaking the sound barriers.
This is 100.5 ESPN, Madison's home of the Brewers.
All right, we're almost out of time. I was going to see if Terrence Parsons had any comments on Twitter on Jadeveon Clowney. Instead, he retweeted something about Rashawn Gary, who someone said that he's the real deal. Definitely can stop the run, but outside of that, y'all are going to blank around and find out. So Terrence Parsons' opinion of Rashawn Gary has not changed. That's it for us today. We will do it again tomorrow.
Flip of the day.
Have a great day. Take care. Be good.
Miss any of today's episode of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin? Commercial-free full show podcasts are available free on the ESPN Wisconsin